Hold on, wait. I kick ball, I ain't talking messy, but I've been on fields. Keep a hammer, no Bob the Builder, but I've been on drills. Gal got bunda, not no forcing, let me cop a fill. I've been hurt, I'm chasing this paper, got no time to heal. I kick ball, I ain't talking messy, but I've been on fields. Keep a hammer, no Bob the Builder, but I've been on drills. Gal got bunda, not no forcing, let me cop a fill. I've been hurt, I'm chasing this paper, got no time to heal. Hey.
We are live. So
What's up, boys?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fucking fantastic, man.
Oh,
Hey guys, welcome to the
chat. Okay, now Martin's there.
My bad.
I'm sorry, Martin.
oh good.
No, I accidentally closed the call.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Okay, Jordan, you can do the intro if you want.
Anyways, welcome back to the Above Average podcast where we talk about absolutely fucking nothing for 3 hours straight. But if you find it entertaining, make sure to, subscribe and get all that shit out the way and share our shit. Because you know what? It might be a little bit entertaining. But listen, today's podcast, boys, is on conspiracy theories. Getting a bit political today, you know what I mean? We might spark some hatred between each other. Beta heated moments, but that's what we do it for, you know what I mean? So listen.
Before you say anything,
first of all, let me get
Before you say anything, do you guys hear Jordan's mic bugging out there, or is that just me?
I hear that
A little bit.
Okay, we need to stop that right now.
In what way is it bugging out?
It's like once you really start talking, then you sound like C-3PO.
It's like a little raspy type thing.
What's it like right now?
It's fine right now. I think it's good in short bursts, but
Might just be his Wi-Fi.
say a sentence with 10 words minimum.
Hi, my name is Jordan Burton Gallagher, and I have an extremely small penis.
Well, that worked. All right, try
That
again.
worked?
Well, and I'll just stop you again if it happens.
I bet. Wait, do you want me to do the intro again, or are we just running with it? Fuck it.
No, I'm not stopping.
Okay, bet. Anyways, how's everyone's week? How's everyone been?
My week's
Too
been
bad.
Yeah?
My week's been good, man. Did what I
Anything
wanted to
exciting
this
happen?
week. Hit my fucking goal this week of going, to the gym. Kept to it. Feels good.
Nice, bro. Solid.
School's been I'm actually returned back to school on Monday, so that's a whole new experience.
Oh, that's blessed, bro.
Yeah, I'm hella
That's blessed.
excited.
You're finally in person?
Yeah, man, finally. 3 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
That's mad. I just went back for the first time this week as well.
Really?
Uh-huh.
How was it being around everyone again?
I mean, it wasn't that strange for me because I was just in person last semester as well.
I see.
So I think going online for those 2 weeks was just a fluke. But that feels good. I'd rather be back in person because I'm a lazy bastard when I'm doing it online.
Oh yeah, me too, man. That's why I'm at least hoping if I go in person, I'll be forced to just go to the library, sit down, and actually get some work done. But my main thing is I'm trying to get some vitamins and shit to improve my health because bro, my class of 200-300 people, so I'm predicting it's gonna be hella COVID outbreaks. They're just gonna keep it under control. You know what I mean? It's I don't want to say it, but I'm trying to prepare. I'm preparing to maybe be exposed to some of COVID, probably.
Oh, it's going to be rampant in your school.
I don't know how they're going to do it. The halls can hold up to 500 people. I don't know what the fuck they're going to be doing.
We got the boosters. We're blessed.
Mm-hmm. I think we're honestly just going to start living with it. It sounds like what most provinces in Canada are trying to do, like Alberta and BC
Seems
are
like
moving
it.
towards just living with it. It's just cold now.
Took enough fucking shit to
Yeah.
get it to work, though, goddamn.
About fucking time. I mean, yeah, I had it last week, and that vaccine, I mean, it must have been the vaccine because I didn't really feel that much.
Boosted?
It felt like normal flus feel like they hurt me more than COVID.
Are you boosted?
I'm not boosted. I only have the 2.
Oh,
That's the thing, though, bro. If you have living proof now that it's fucking so effective, then I don't understand why we've been in lockdown for this long. If I think it's the world's 88% double vax. Clearly fucking works. Let's just go. Let's run with this shit now. Let's get back to life.
I agree.
Yeah, what I heard is that this variant is more contagious, but it's less, I guess, violent on the body. It's not as potent, strong. Doesn't make you sick.
Yeah, that's true.
It goes away quicker. It's just more contagious.
It's starting to die out. Or the variants are starting to die out. I feel like.
Yeah, they're trying to. That's what. So like that's a good thing, I guess. I'm just
Apparently,
happy.
with viruses, like the more variants that it like happens, the more variants that happen, the better because like it just starts to die out. Like it doesn't really like it hits a peak and then after that it just goes downhill because it just like all these variants are combining with each other and like creating new ones and then it just dies out into the
It's
common
not
cold.
effective. I see
Which-
what you mean.
Yeah,
To the
which is
common cold,
good.
like the common cold, is just an umbrella term nowadays, man. Because everyone says the flu. There's so many. When people say the flu, there's so many different types of flus. I feel like
Well,
hopefully be
yeah,
put in that category. Oh yeah, I felt
yeah.
the flu. Oh, what type? Oh no, coronavirus.
Hmm.
I hope so. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But probably like a year
No.
left, and then we're done. That's my prediction. But yeah, today's episode, our first themed episode, is conspiracy theories. And I don't know what
We
we
all love a
brought.
good conspiracy.
Yeah, I think we all know that like jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams and birds aren't fucking real, and there's some shit in Area 51. But I didn't bring any of those. I
My
tried to
album.
bring something that isn't talked about all the time.
We're diving deeper today.
Yes,
Deeper
sir.
down the iceberg.
So to our
Mhm.
listeners, we actually have an open mind and a receptive brain to our thoughts and opinions. If you have any,
And
comments, objections or points on this, please leave them in the comments. We'll gladly read them all.
I'm also
Facts.
gonna try and put because I have an email for the YouTube now. I might start throwing it in the description so that if anyone actually wants to write in, then we could respond to them.
ask us questions.
Mm-hmm.
Please,
Yeah,
guys, ask us
topics. Relationship advice, man. We're all your
anything.
age. Uh,
Mhm.
shit, I can tell you how to shoot a hockey puck.
We're not professionals in anything, but we'll try to give you an answer.
We're just slightly above average at certain things.
All right.
Not in the bedroom. Anyways, I will go first, boys, with my conspiracy today.
Yeah. I know you have to say it.
No. I'm not. You know what? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Ken. I didn't come here to spread misinformation because I don't want to get canceled like bloody Joe Rogan. But Corona's a lie and the vaccine's a bullshit. Anyway, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Please don't cancel me. Listen,
FBI is
my
ready. You're pretty
conspiracy.
pursued.
My conspiracy today is actually about the power that the Clinton family holds. Right, is my conspiracy. Right. I don't really have much written down. It's all like memory that I've learned, like about watching stuff and reading stuff. I don't really have anything written down, but I'm gonna just go off the top with this. The Clinton family, bro. There's just too many things for me that doesn't add up. Right? There's just way too many factors and things that have happened with them being linked to it, and it's been mostly fuck stuff. Right? So I'll give you guys a couple examples. Right? So we all know that Paul Walker, the amazing actor that he was, starring in Fast and Furious, he died in a horrible fireball of a car accident, right? It's pretty horrific. You guys know about that? You guys heard about that, obviously?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. So, yeah, Paul Walker actually drove, like, he was a very big car enthusiast. So it's not out of the fucking question that he was driving the car like a retard. He was probably driving a bit ridiculously. But listen, he died in a fireball. We all know this. It was on an open road. There was no cars around. And he was apparently going 160. So, I mean, I don't know, man. That shit can happen, right? But listen, I'm going to tell you a little backstory here. Someone left the chat. But anyways, who left?
That's Kennedy, but it's all good.
Okay. So basically, Paul Walker was recording a documentary in Haiti, okay? After the earthquake in Haiti, you guys remember that? There was a huge earthquake a few years back, like 8 years ago. And he was recording a documentary. Swear to God, you can look this up. It's very hard to find, though, because, bro, the way that they can cover up media, like, I was looking up before, like, this episode, I looked up Paul Walker Clinton's, and, bro, everything was just, this has not been proven, this and that. There's nothing you can find with people actually talking about, like, questioning it. Literally, it's very obviously deleted and controlled stuff, bro. It's very obvious. But anyways, he was recording a documentary on the. It was like the Clinton Foundation. It's like a children's foundation, and basically he was making a documentary to expose the Clinton family for this. Literally making a documentary about it, and yeah, he dies in a car accident. I don't know, but he like there was literally he sent like used his own money, bro, and sent like 10 world like class doctors, like high paid doctors, sent them to Haiti, and they were seeing what's going on. They're like, oh my god, like these kids aren't being helped. You know what I mean? Like I don't really know the details, but basically he was trying to expose them. He dies in a car accident. Okay, weird, right? Weird.
Coincidence.
It could have been, 100% could have been, but
No, I'm just playing.
linked to that, right? Also, Jeffrey Epstein had a very close relationship with the Clintons. Hillary Clinton had been to his
Oh, yeah.
private island 31 times, bro.
Yeah,
That
man,
woman almost became the president.
that is horrifying.
He was there as well a couple of times. Bill Clinton was
Oh,
there all
Bill.
the time.
Oh, for
They
sure, for
both
sure.
were for sure.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein, he basically, I feel Jeffrey Epstein took the rap for all of them, not willingly, but he was already going down, and I bet they were just like, fuck it, let's just get this. He's going down for all our shit. We'll just keep him there. But then, I reckon, bro, I reckon he was gonna Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, he was gonna expose all of the cunts because the thing is, he actually owned the Florida Police Department or wherever he was saying, San Diego or something. I can't remember, but he literally owned it. Like he had paid police officers working for him. It's
Clinton?
actually ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
This is Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, okay.
And but I guess Hillary and Bill paid a bit more because Jeffrey Epstein then gets arrested, goes to actual jail, and then gets found hanging in his cell. Yeah, he's not gonna do that, bro. He's not gonna do that. No, he's not hanging himself. I don't care, bro. I reckon he was gonna expose the Clintons, and yeah, they just got him a little bit wrapped up in his blanket, found hung. Hillary Clinton, she has gone on record, bro, talking about the New World Order, literally. And bro, this is the thing I'm seeing a lot lately. It's terrifying to look at. Like this New World Order, it I reckon Donald Trump stopped it from happening however long years ago, like 5 years ago, by him winning. I reckon he slowed down this process that's happening right now. I reckon Donald Trump winning slowed down the process that's happening right now. That's what I believe. But yeah, man, the Clintons. I'm begging you guys, just look it up. Like, but it's very hard to find. Is the thing you have to like, I don't know, dive a little deep. Like those pages like Quora and like Ask Me, like those pages where you like it's just people who reply.
Yeah.
Don't look on like any news. Don't look on any news shit because like it's not worth it because it's all modified stuff, bro. But guy, like honestly, look into it after. It's very interesting. The Clintons, man, they have had their hand dipped in a lot of different things, like human trafficking, bro. Like
They love it.
it's becoming more common knowledge, bro. This is the 100% human trafficking is going on and the Clinton family is main stakeholder in that whole
I'm
bullshit.
just saying that ain't no way some people that are that rich in the world that can get anything they ever want don't get means of getting horrible things. You know what I mean? Like torture
Yeah.
or like human slaves, like children, bro. You know what I mean? Like they'll get a means, bro. And with this money, there's a market. So I guarantee, bro, that there are just cults of famous rich people who just like buy kids and bro do godforsaken things to them, man. Like who else
Yeah.
do, bro? Not some average Joe in like New York, bro, working a 9 to 5. No, the guy who doesn't work and who just has hundreds of millions of dollars, bro. 'Cause, like having a lot of free time brings the devil out of everyone.
Tom Hanks actually. Tom Hanks was being exposed for being in that circle because bro, it's a human trafficking ring is what it is. I think bro, Hollywood, man. I went to Hollywood like 3 years ago and I can promise you now I felt evil when I was in that city, man. Like it felt like the gates of hell. It was the most disgusting place I've ever been in. Hollywood, bro. All these people from Hollywood, like these big names, like I'll give you a couple that have been linked like in different scenarios to the Clintons and this human trafficking stuff, bro. Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, Tom Hanks, I can't remember, but bro, these are huge names that have like. Do you guys know what Pizzagate is? It's like a kind of like a. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a. You guys know it's like a slang, not a slang word, but a like Morse code word for human trafficking, like kids and shit.
Pizza game.
And Pizzagate,
Oh, never mind.
Pizzagate.
I thought
Yeah.
it was something else. Never mind. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you guys should look that up also. It's basically so Tom Hanks was being exposed. I don't know by who, but I read this. This is all hearsay, but he's being exposed. And then you guys remember when he got COVID? I remember clearly when he got COVID. It popped up on my like Instagram
Yeah.
like a year ago.
He's one of the
Him and his
first
wife
famous
got
people
it.
too.
Yeah. So then he disappears to the fucking Caribbean to deal with his coronavirus all of a sudden after he's being exposed. And then he posts on his story or on his Twitter, bro. This is no word of a lie. This is like cat. This is completely genuine. He posts on a story, and I can't remember what he said. Not on a story, but like a tweet. And he said something like blah blah blah. Like I came back from the Caribbean, just had the most amazing pizza. He said it in the tweet. I don't know, man. It's all like it's all you can all look at it as a coincidence, but then you can also look at it as like he's just bragging to his fucking billionaire friends that yeah, look at me, I'm over here in the Caribbean, I'm fucking kids over here. You know? Like, he's like, yeah, I just had the most amazing, but like, it's completely out of context. You know what I mean? And he's being exposed at the time. Very weird stuff, bro. I think my conspiracy today is about how, how common and just, like, normal it is for these elite people to just be absolute fucking pieces of shit, like like not even like our level pieces of shit, like
Horrible.
disgusting human beings. Yeah. That's basically all I gotta say. It's something you guys should look into. It's very interesting stuff. I think so. Martin, you got a conspiracy for us today?
Definitely, definitely. It's actually very interesting to like hear about because it's like definitely not like something that you hear often, but I have like heard something like that before, and just overall, I mean, you've heard it before many times where it's like, oh, there was like a scientist or something that found like some next research or whatever that's like supposed to cure us in some sort of way. And then it's like, oh, next thing you know, like a week later, that person's like off the grid, disappeared
Bro, yeah.
because
There's
like
no money in curing people.
supposedly the government took it, supposedly this. So it's like you've definitely heard of stuff like that where it's like the higher power takes over.
Mm-hmm.
So like nothing is for sure.
100%.
But in my conspiracy theory, for this week, I'd definitely say it's like probably not as deep as something like that, but I was like more on the conspiracy theory of like I feel like with the research and the advancements of research that we've had, it's like I feel like we're more capable of proving that there was like actually like a higher advance of technology in like ancient Egypt, like very, very thousands of years ago. Like I feel like what our history is settled to be now, I feel like there's a conspiracy where actually humans were so much more advanced and were capable of doing more than what we were being told. Like for example, like the pyramids themselves. I know we all know about the pyramids and how accurately like the blocks were built to be capable of building it so high up and yet for it to stay in place without it falling because genuinely if probably like any tiny centimeter or inch was a rock was moved the pyramids would have fallen completely off.
Yeah.
And just in general, like I remember seeing a video recently how I forget whether it was exactly an ancient Egyptian bracelet or where the archaeologists found a bracelet, but in the bracelet, part of it was broken and part of the bracelet itself had a hole in it. I forget what material it was, but whatever the material the bracelet was made out of, there's no way that there should have been a hole in it, especially when they tested it. Apparently, the hole had markings of like being like screwed, like using like a screw or
Mm.
something to make the hole, which is like something that shouldn't have been invented for thousands of years later in general.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, um, apparently how in the Amazon forest, you know, we all know the Amazon forest, the one in Brazil. Apparently, the Amazon forest itself is so massive. It's like around 5.5 million square kilometers or whatever. It's huge.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
huge. Yeah.
it's bigger than America. It's massive. It's and apparently
Is it
so little.
really?
Yeah, it's massive. Like
Oh
the
my
Amazon
God.
forest itself is huge, and apparently it's so vastly like underexplored. Like barely anything has actually been explored in the Amazon forest, and like over the years, because you know our population has been rising, and we've had to cut down trees for like all our
Mhm.
to meet all our demands and needs. And apparently they're finding a lot of lost and like hidden cities that were in the forest that were just covered by the trees. And
Yeah, the
I'm
mud.
sure, yeah, you know, like in like thousands of years ago, there's probably some sort of like people that settled and moved from maybe like Australia or the Europe somewhere like from somewhere from Europe, like maybe Spain or something like that. People like moved there many years ago, and like you never know, maybe something like the Egyptians, it's like their advancements could have been so much greater than what we know, but we still haven't discovered yet so much.
I think the interesting thing about that is we'll actually never know. I think that's the most interesting part about it
Yep.
because there's no way of us ever being able to tell. No, it's the same as well. It's not the same as space, but it's the same as scientists and saying about space. Like, oh, the well, no, actually, it is because it's like, oh yeah, the universe was created 13.8 billion years ago. Like, yeah, we have technology and we can carbon date and we can do all this stuff, but we really have no idea at all. Same as the ancient civilizations. Like, bro, they could be driving fucking Nissan GTOrs in fucking ancient Egypt. We would still have no clue. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know
that's
what
I
you
think
mean.
that it's so interesting to me. I love that. That's a really good. That's a really good conspiracy. Yeah.
I agree with you, man. They also talked about how, like, we, especially with our knowledge now, just we can't comprehend how the fuck they built the pyramids, bro. Like, we just gotta, like, all it really boils down to in discussion is just like they had a bunch of slaves, but like still, like the people in the math, like people can't push, like, like people can't produce enough power to push a stone that high up to like the upper parts of a pyramid.
Yeah,
You know
no, definitely.
what I've just thought of? Ah, actually, never mind.
Because even just say they all just push, they died, bro. Like 100,000 people could probably push the huge ass brick like maybe 3 feet up, then like they die from exhaustion
Mhm.
mathematically, and then slide
Nah,
back
but
down. Like,
the thing is, how you like couldn't really because like one of the block. I know the blocks are huge, but like there's only a limited amount of people that could get their hands on it. You know what I mean? Like
that's
and
what I mean.
actually put force
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
on.
that was in the best scenario.
Yeah.
So
It
unless
doesn't make any
humans
sense.
or like fucking titans and could push it like that, I don't know, man. Like that means that leads to people thinking they had some type of system, like they maybe some huge scale pulley system that was incredibly big. Like I'm talking about like people on horses
Yeah,
miles from a huge structure pulling a string. I don't know, man.
it's
Like,
it's it's the sheer weight of them, but it's also as Martin said, it's the sheer preciseness of it. It's literally down to every millimeter. Like it actually doesn't make any sense. They were 100% more advanced than we think. Like 100%. That doesn't make sense, bro. If
yeah,
I work in construction, if the people I work with who are literally we have weight, we have diggers, we have stuff to do it and like technology to do it now. Bro, if they send my crew to go do that shit, yeah, we're not never not even close, bro. ever. Could spend the rest of my life trying to do the first layer, we still wouldn't get it perfect. Like it's insane. It's absolutely
Right,
insane.
man.
Great,
I
great
boiled
point.
it down to two like ideas, right? Two theories in my idea, from my head, right? These are all logical, logic based, physic grounded to our our knowledge of how society works, or life works, how the world works. So I have two ideas. First theory is that they had something incredibly advanced that we don't know about to build them, right? Maybe aliens, or like they had a technology we don't know about. Maybe it's different types of technology you could have, right? And we have the electric based one, right? But maybe there's like a motherfucking sand, fire, lava made one that we haven't figured out yet, bro. Like like maybe
Yeah,
they figured out antimatter, and while we figured out electricity in our society. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Something
yeah, yeah,
happened. You know what I mean? And they had something where antimatter can just like make something's weight go, like make it not be heavy. Make something anti that
yeah,
weight. You know, who knows, right? And that's how they built it, right? And they just built it with ease. And that's why they built so fucking many, right? Or they had something so incredibly basic that was on just such a large scale that like say for example, they had a pulley, a pulley lever system. You know what I mean? A pulley. So just say a pulley, right?
mm-hmm.
And they just built a fucking tall ass stick from the ground up. I'm talking about like kilometers high. They just built a tall ass stick. They sent slaves up to put like 40 feet up, 40 feet on extend on the stick and just fall off and die, right? And he just do that for years, right? And they built a tall ass stick. Simple means of just human labor and suffering. You know what I mean? That seems more realistic, right? Tall ass stick. Had slaves weave a long ass rope for 25 years, bro. Dedicate half a generation to that, bro. Use that to make a simple ass pulley, right? And they just pull that shit to bring the rocks up. I don't know, man. That's my other theory. Something either super advanced or just super archaic on a large scale. You know what I mean? Because like simple thinking in the
Yeah,
past was just make something bigger to make it more effective. Guns, bigger guns. Food, bigger land. Everything. That's how society worked back then. Now everything's reversed in our society. Smaller is better. You know what I mean? Technology's getting smaller.
yeah.
Everything better should be smaller. Nothing can be good if it's really big. You know what I mean?
Wish I translated to my dick, but it doesn't.
I think the coolest
I
thing about the
think,
pyramids is that it was built in Mexico as well, or there were pyramids
yeah,
built over there as well.
I was, I was just about to say that. Yeah, the Mayans, bro. What they had literally had the exact same structures as them, but they're completely segregated societies. It's
It
very
wasn't the
interesting.
What do you mean
exact
exact
same. It
same?
wasn't
Like
the
to
exact
the
same. They weren't built.
okay.
They weren't built. When you look at the Mayan ones, it's like one of them's a lot flatter, and then the other ones kind of have like almost like stairways on each four side that are designed to get up to the top, and they're a little bit smaller. And I don't know if they were
Yeah,
used for
but
the exact same reason.
They used to kill people to the gods.
In
yeah,
Egypt,
sacrifices.
it
Egypt
was used to
was
No, in
house the
tombs.
Mexico.
bodies. Like that's where they kept the bodies of their pharaohs, so that they could be protected when they went down to meet Osiris in the afterlife. But for the Aztecs and the Mayans, I don't know. I know they used sacrifices, but I don't know if it was used to house bodies. Let me find out.
I think. I think. I'm pretty sure the Mayans used it as the Aztecs. Is it Mayans? Nah, Mayans and Aztecs aren't the same. I don't know. It's either one or the other. But I think it was used as like for royalty where kings lived and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
But
where they
it's I
buried
know
their
they're not
priests.
same. Oh, well, bro, that just right there goes to show it's exactly the same. Made the architecture a little bit different, but that's insane. And I've just looked it up actually. Scientists reckon it took 20 years to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. What the fuck are you on about?
Yeah, 20 years. That's very strange. And they
Bro,
also
there's no
I'm not
way.
sure. It seems kind of fast.
yeah,
Are
and
you?
they
I, I,
also oh sorry.
sorry, I just want to say, like, when I was looking this up, I was expecting like 500 to 1,000 years, bro. This is insane. 20 years?
Yeah, it's I've seen a theory that how they built it was kind of like they used I
Non
don't know the
stop it.
science behind it, but it's kind of like a water shaft, and they would like in a way use water to float it up the pyramids. because they would create a tube, and then I don't know exactly how the science works, but there's a theory that it would like, because of how the water was flowing in and the air was going in, it would somehow push the objects up through the side of the pyramids. At least for the ones in Mexico, that's what they think they did, because they had really good sewer technology at a really early age. So they think that they knew how to use water to somehow transport the bricks up the pyramids. But for the Egyptians, definitely aliens.
Yeah, where's the water in the desert?
There's no water in the desert. But that, you know, the Aztecs, I can believe it because they knew how to use that at a very early age. But Egyptians, that's aliens.
It's probably that Sphinx. That's what it is. That giant,
Well,
that giant thing.
they created the
that's
Sphinx to
very
protect
strange.
the pyramids. I think that came after the pyramids.
Nah, fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know. The pyramids are weird, and then they just stopped making them.
Yeah.
Like they say that it got too hot for them to make pyramids. Like people were actually just dropping like flies because Egypt hit a point where it was just too warm and they were killing people. But I don't know why nobody ever tried again to make those pyramids.
Yeah.
And then
And
oh,
Tyson, you sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
you say you want to say.
Yeah, you played Assassin's Creed Origins. I actually never knew this, that the pyramids were coated in like limestone and they were completely white and had a
Yep.
gold tip when they were,
Mhm.
bro, that is so cool. Can you imagine rocking up to Giza or wherever it is? Imagine rocking up there and you just see that in the distance. That would look incredible, bro.
Yeah, on your
Shine in
camel.
the sun.
You're coming with
Oh my
a fresh card, new trade supplies to sell to the market. You're feeling nice. You see the pyramid. You're like, oh, about to make some money.
Imagine the rumors. How do you know when you're there? You're there when you see the giant structures of God's descent.
But if you fuck with somebody, then I guess they would stick you in the sand and only let your head out, and then you just die like that.
What?
That's criminal.
In
Yeah,
Origins, there's this part where you get betrayed by somebody, and they end up poisoning you, and then they stick you in the sand, like they dig a hole and stick you in the sand, and then only leave it so your head's sticking out. And then
That way they killed people back in that game, in the day.
let me find out. I would assume so. I still love how they
guys-
used to judge if people were innocent or not by making them swim in a
judge?
river.
Oh, what? Oh yeah, if you make it across, you get, like, what was it?
It was like if person A convicts person B of a crime, then they go to the river. And this wasn't in all of Egypt. I think it was just in parts of it. But they would go to the river, and then the convicted would be thrown in the river. And if he was able to swim out, then he was considered innocent, and the guy that convicted him would be killed. But if the guy drowns in the river, then he was guilty.
So what if
really you
someone
just needed
just
to know how to swim in
practiced
Egypt?
swimming every day, right? And everyone knew this guy was fucking good at swimming, right? He just went around killing everyone. Like, people knew, fuck me, like, how am I gonna, like, I'm not
Well,
fucking trialing this guy.
If they knew it was you, like if somebody saw him murdering, like if a guard saw the guy murdering somebody, then of course they're gonna punish him. But if it's like somebody comes up to the guards and they're like, "Oh, this guy is a criminal," then that's how they would find out if the guy is lying or not, by throwing him in the river.
Let's see. Foolproof.
Yeah, a deadly breaststroke would have gotten you through ancient Egypt.
Gang violence in ancient Egypt. Just invite your ops to go swimming and see who the worst swimmer is, and you just fucking take them away, bro.
Well, there was also the challenge of crocodiles being in the water, so maybe that fucked over a couple people as well.
What was the thing?
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Cheapers creepers.
It's
Imagine
funny how many
you just
people were
trying to
killed by those
survive.
things. But there was like
Yeah.
a Roman officer who went down the Nile, and he was like next to be in charge, and he fell in the river and got eaten by a crocodile. And it's like, oh, guess it's next guy up now.
He's next in line. God said it wasn't his time to serve, so he killed him.
I was doing a bit more reading right now on the whole pyramids thing, and it said that it deemed that some 5.5 million tons of local limestone was used, and as much as 8,000 tons of granite. 8,000 tons of granite. That's genuinely. I like to think about it. That must be so heavy. How would they be capable of
Who cuts it? How do you mold it?
like cutting it, carrying it up the
Where'd they
pyramid,
get it from?
like
Like,
transporting it? 8,000 tons of granite.
like for them to have that, right? Can you how does granite's physical properties work? Like, can you melt it and make it into something? No, it's a fucking rock, right? Like, no, you can't, right?
Yeah, you have to
So that
carve
means,
it.
you either find lucky enough pieces of granite, just coincidentally the same size to be stacked on top of each other to make a pyramid, or they fucking cut it themselves with what?
Chisels.
Darby?
Exactly.
With their two hand straight muscles, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
but it
ain't
was
no
completely
way,
smooth. That's insane, bro.
right, bro?
That's so insane.
Like
Like,
granite
but
is
how,
like
bro?
what
Like
we use
beyond that,
for
how the fuck they?
countertops.
Where
It's
was Where'd they find 5.5 million tons, man? Like, where does that come from? They had to cut it out of the
Yeah.
granite transport. Like, who cut the granite? Like, that's
that
the
was the
first thing I should be.
limestone, but it was 8,000. Uh,
Oh,
the
Tons.
so
limestone was
soft.
called.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine four of us trying to lift a granite countertop. We would fucking struggle. We would barely be able to lift our countertops, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, if four of us right now lifted our granite countertops, we would be fucking struggling.
It consists of
Insane.
roughly 2.3 million blocks. Ah, Jesus.
Bro, does it say how they got the
What?
blocks?
The heaviest granite stones weigh up to 80 tons. So, like, one individual granite stone or whatever weighed up
No,
to 80
bro.
tons out of that 8,000.
Nah, nah, bro. This was aliens, 100%.
Aliens, bro. They had
No
fucking
fucking way.
bro.
Well,
They
I don't know,
definitely had
80
controlled
tons.
antimatter. Like, they
Wait,
had
did it?
spaceships, fucking dropping these
80
blocks off,
tons,
man.
bro. 80 tons. There's nothing in the
Yeah,
world.
that's fucking absurd. Here, hang on.
Well,
The ancient builders needed to cut these particular pieces of stone extremely carefully so as to fit correctly. When they were added to the pyramid during the final stages of the construction, the casing stones gave it a smooth and flat finish, unlike the one we are accustomed to seeing today. So apparently, like kind of what Tyson was saying earlier, from the inside there was like this whole little like labyrinth scheme thing that I think like brought the stones upwards so they could build the higher parts of it.
Well, they designed it in that way to keep animals from going in and eating the bodies. Like that's why they designed labyrinths to be like mazes almost. So they also had to design
Yeah.
it perfectly like that so that like coyotes and hyenas couldn't go and eat the corpses.
Wait, what do you mean? They designed like what bases?
No, because the pyramid, like if you were to walk
booby
through the
trapped.
pyramid, it wouldn't just be like a straight line to the corpse or to the mummy. It would be like a maze almost of just many different turns and small hallways, and you would have to follow. I think there's multiple ways to get there, and they did that so that animals couldn't get in.
I see.
But 80
And they also,
I was just gonna say before 80 tons or 70 tons is 0.45 times what the Statue of Liberty is. So 80 tons is more than half of what the Statue of
Times?
Liberty.
yeah,
It's half
like,
statue.
Yeah.
bro, the biggest digger I've ever driven is a 35 ton, which is fucking huge, bro. Like it's the size of my house. Like the digger's massive, and it can lift 35 tons, bro. That's 4,500 years later, with the best technology on hydraulics we have, and that digger would flip over if I try to lift an 80-ton block, bro. And you're telling me a pulley system or some type of system that they had lifted that? Yeah, there's no chance, fam. Not like people's out of the question because people did not lift that. So it's like it's either some type of technology they had, but like I'm saying in today's technology, like there's like three. I think I was because we did something in at our work that was over. It was 100 tons we had to lift, or like 90 tons. And there's three of those machines in New Zealand that can do it. There's literally three in the entire country. So it's very rare, you know what I mean? Like it's a big operation. There's not a chance, man. It doesn't make any sense on God.
Well, it's the same thing with Stonehenge. Like how the fuck did they make that arrangement? And those things are still standing. And the Colossus of Rhodes, like that's also it's like a massive statue. It's like how do you lift that thing?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think we would ever be able to find out what
Never.
that actually is because all we can really
Probably
base
not.
it off of is old hieroglyphics that we don't even know the full meaning of. We're kind of just guessing. We could be completely wrong. We
Just a lot of assumptions.
yeah, that's all history is assumptions and piecing together a lot of different sources to make some sort of narrative that makes sense, but I guess we'll never really know. But for now, the safe answer is definitely aliens.
Yeah.
It's crazy when that's your safe answer.
Well, I mean, we know they exist because the government literally said that aliens exist like a year ago. Did they say that we came in
crazy.
contact with them or that they exist?
No, we did. We can't. They said we came in
I
contact.
think it was more like, oh, UFOs exist. I don't know if they actually confirmed that aliens specifically exist, but there are like UFO type of whatever technology or like crafts that do exist.
I wonder if it's AI or living things. These
I mean,
aliens.
like living things.
Like I mean, like biologically, like
Yeah.
they have. I wonder if it's like that or if it's just AI. You know.
No. I think it's like from a different planet, its own type of species type of thing. Not like AI.
No, I mean like it could be. I'm saying like it could be AI. I'm just saying like it's definitely from another universe or planet or like solar system. But I'm just wondering if because like we're heading in the direction of being fully like robotic. We probably are going to get there one day. You know what I mean? We'll just be able to transfer consciousness into a like robot type of thing.
Yeah.
I just wonder if these aliens that are flying around have if they're like, nah, fuck that. We want to stay the way we are, or they switched over.
But at least once, one other civilization in the
Yeah,
universe has definitely gone the technology route like humans have. I think there's
Yeah.
definitely like a robot civilization that's like hell bent on destroying everything. What if like because I feel like there's a reason that our leaders haven't told us that aliens exist or that we come in contact with it because it would blow our minds too much. Like we couldn't fucking handle it. People are too insane nowadays to handle like all the information. So it could be anything. What if like aliens like collect tax from us? They're like, we have a fucking major laser beam pointing at you guys, and if you don't cough up some water, then we'll blow you to smithereens. And our leader's like, all right, we can't tell the people about this, but we'll give you some of our water.
Yeah, facts.
Because
It's very
it sounds like
possible.
they keep coming back, but not in large amounts.
It seems like they're just monitoring us more than anything, because they're really not making much contact because like the internet's so well, I mean the internet's also very controlled, but it's so big that I feel like if they were making more contact, people like people like Joe Rogan, people that have these big platforms that aren't government officials playing to the agenda, you know what I mean? I feel like there would be more outspoken. It seems like they're just monitoring us, but I think they're definitely pretty frequent monitoring things.
Definitely. And it's like Star Trek as well. Like in Star Trek, it's like you cannot go to a certain civilization or you can't come in contact with a civilization unless it has hit a certain point in their evolution where it wouldn't blow their fucking minds that there's people here. And that could have
Fermi
happened to
paradox.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because maybe back then in 4000 BC, they came and contacted us way too early. And then now we have gods.
Yeah.
And now we have these pyramids. And it's like, it was a much more
Yeah.
religious time back then. And that may be because nobody knew the answers and they wanted an easy choice, which was religion. Or because ancient people back then were really connected to like a higher being and it's just died out nowadays.
Hmm. Yeah, the religion route's definitely dying off. I can see it. It's very clear. This
maybe that's somebody's goal.
yeah,
Because religion is one of the most powerful things in the world.
Yeah, but
it's
good
a
and bad.
very dangerous thing. Yeah.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah,
For sure.
and like you see Donald Trump, where people actually praise him like a god. Like there was almost a religion around Donald Trump when he was getting
Yeah.
Donald
out
is
of office. Like people were
kill myself.
on their knees praying to this dude.
Yeah, man. It's weird. People need help.
Yeah, and there's also that conspiracy that people really think that Donald Trump is like waging a war against pedophiles in the government. It's like, dude, Donald Trump is a pedophile. Like, come on now. Like, he's not gonna go against his fucking teammates here. They all have shit on each other.
Do you reckon he's a pedophile?
I mean, didn't he go to Epstein's Island?
To
I
be
swear
honest,
he
what
did.
I've
You have
read,
to
I
prove to
think
me that
he.
he wouldn't have. To believe that
Yeah,
he
I mean, he definitely seems like the type. I'm not gonna lie, I just haven't really seen any
fits like a
evidence to
glove.
support that. But I mean, he definitely like look at the guy. He definitely touches kids. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think a lot of those guys in government are just like that. It's just weird. Because I remember there was that. Oh, sorry, you say what you wanted to say.
I was just gonna say like and like that's the people running our countries, and they're all like, that's what I'm saying. Like all these people we praise, like movie stars, these famous people. Like look at what they're doing, bro. We're the fucking good ones in this shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Because I remember there was that one podcast, Joe Rogan and Alex Jones, where he talked about that cult of the owls that he snuck into. And-
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
Bohemian. Yeah.
And the thing that stuck out to me the most from that when he was talking about how the goal of the people, or to get into that, you almost have to have something on you. Like people have to know something about you that could ruin you. And everybody has to know something like that about everybody so that nobody can leave and talk shit about it. Because as soon as you leave, your life could be over. Oh, this guy's fucked 12 kids. Like they just all have that kind of information on each other. And then nobody can leave. They're like all entangled into that weird cult.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, those are our leaders. So it's like maybe
It's a perfect
people
plan,
try to
though.
be good. It's like you go in there, you try to fix it, and then they get something on you. Maybe it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't
Yep.
know. But I think everyone that was on that
I mean-
island is definitely up for the pedophile title.
For sure. Who has another conspiracy they would like to share with the boys?
I think it's Kennedy's turn.
You can go first, Tyson. Have you said yours?
No, I'm not.
You can go first. I think you have more quality one than I do. I don't have one specifically. I
mean-
come up with one, but I think yours is better.
I couldn't find like a really deep one that I didn't already know about, so I just brought like 3 interesting ones that I've always really wondered.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Who's your favorite one?
My favorite one. Probably this one. All right. So, do you guys know much about that conspiracy theory around Franklin Roosevelt and USA's introduction to World War II?
No.
So, when World War II was raging, right? When Germany had invaded the Netherlands, Belgium, they took France. It really looked like they were going to get Britain, which was next, because they had already started their bombing raids on them. So I think America was looking at that and they're like, well, if we lose our next ally, we're the next target. So Franklin Roosevelt, the president at the time, was interested in getting into the war because he felt that it was better to do it now than wait for the Germans to come to him. Because if he didn't have any allies, then he wasn't going to beat the Germans. So he wanted to make sure that Britain was protected. And basically, they deciphered a message from Japan. And I think 1941, a couple months before Pearl Harbor. And they knew that there was going to be a massive attack from Japan. They didn't know where, though. Or that's what they say. But they had Roosevelt moved his entire navy out to Pearl Harbor. And then they locked up all of their anti-air guns. They locked them all up. Put them in storage. when they knew that there was an attack coming from somewhere. And a couple of weeks later, the Japanese bombed the shit out of America, and they didn't even fire back because they didn't have any anti-aircraft weaponry on an airbase that was halfway to Japan. And they got fucking massacred. And after that, it was easy for Roosevelt to say to the people, let's go to war. Because America, the people didn't want to go. They were very isolationist. They wanted to stay away. They're like, that's on the eastern side, not my problem. But as soon as there was an attack on the American people, they all signed up. They were ready to go to war. And I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me why Roosevelt would put his entire navy halfway to a country that he knows is about to attack them, and he would lock away his anti-aircraft guns to protect his base unless he wanted them to get attacked so that he could give the American people a reason to go and fight in World War II.
I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely think that's the main thing because I've heard of that theory as well. It's like it's very crazy to think that I feel like it was just to give a reason because America genuinely was not involved in this world war. They had nothing to do with it. It was just mainly Europe and Asia. The North American parts didn't have much. Well, Canada did because they had to support Britain, obviously.
Yeah, Canada was
But
in before America.
yeah, um, but yeah, it was genuinely because America wasn't actually being involved in the war because they had nothing to do with it. And I think now that they had a quote unquote reason, and I genuinely think that that's what it was.
Yeah, and a lot of their fighting was very political based in a weird way. Like they fought in ways that would boost them politically, make them look better. And you see that example in the invasion of Italy when they were trying to break the Gustav line, right? They had the Americans on the left side of this is like on the middle of the boot, a little bit above the heel. And they have the Americans on the left side, and then they have the British and the Canadians on the right side. And they could not penetrate this line. It was called the Gustav line, and it had this like big castle up at the top of it. They just could not get through it. It was a monastery actually, not a castle. But America ended up doing a flanking route where they went into the water, flanked around side, and attacked a small village on the left-hand side of the boot, and then they were able to fight the Gustav line. But they were ordered to then go and flank the right-hand side and assist the British and the Canadians and kill all the Germans that were retreating so that they wouldn't have to fight them again. But what they instead did is the general leading the American division ordered his men to, instead of flanking right, to continue left and to go into Rome and to liberate it. Because once you see the Americans walking into Rome, they were the heroes. They had been under Mussolini for years at that point. But they allowed all the Germans to retreat up the right-hand side. And they had to go fight them a couple months later, and the Germans, they lost, but they put up a big fight, killed a lot of allies. And also with the nuclear bombings. It was like a staple, like, we have the atomic bomb. We figured this shit out, don't fuck with us. Like, that war cemented America as, like, one of the biggest threats. And it was very politically fought. So I could see how Roosevelt wanted them, or may have wanted them to get into the war, or may have allowed his country to be attacked so that he could get his country into the war, so that he could make them look better to the world.
Yeah, just by power, make them look more powerful.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's this same theory with 9/11. That's how they got the people to go into Afghanistan so that they could get some oil. Because once the Americans got attacked, everybody signed up to go fight.
Yeah, they made a deal, bro. It's so fucking obvious. They made a deal. Oh, okay, bro. There's no way that you're fucking there's just like I've watched like a lot of movies and documentaries about 9/11 and how like it was last second when they saw these planes heading the wrong direction and heading towards the towers and stuff. It's like there was so many gaps, even though like yeah, terrorism like through planes and stuff obviously was not really thought about back then. It never happened before. How did they miss that many gaps? You know what I mean? It's crazy to me, bro. The whole thing just it's a clear setup in my eyes. Like even though I don't know, man. Like the Taliban or Al Qaeda, whatever, they just didn't have much gain. Like they're I don't know. If I was a fucking terrorist, I would have went about it a different way, bro. It was kind of not, even though it was the biggest terror attack in history, obviously. But
He had to change that real quick.
huh?
He had to change that real quick. He said greatest real quick.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty fucking horrific. But I don't know. So much financial gain and all these fucking things that happen in the world, bro. Have you ever noticed like all the bad things that happen to common people like us? It's all financial gain most of the fucking time. It's crazy, bro. Big pharma, financial gain, vaccines, financial gain.
Yeah, they all seem to benefit somebody when we're suffering.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. It's a fact, and it's like wars. Like if you put like you know what I mean, like the regular people are not waging war. It's people in power who are waging war, and those people in power do not step a fucking foot on the battlefield. It's so fucked up. People will lose their lives because countries have beef. Like politicians have beef with each other. Presidents, prime ministers, whatever. They have beef with each other, and then their beef turns into thousands of lives being lost that have families and there's kids growing up without fathers and mothers because Donald Trump wants to talk shit to Kim Jong Un, saying he's a fucking little rocket man. Shit, like what, bro? That shit's so reckless. That shit's so reckless, bro. It's ridiculous.
And look at what's happening
And then
in
motherfucker,
Ukraine right now. Like,
exactly,
there
bro.
could be a serious draft coming up for people in America or people that are in the NATO countries to go and defend that. Because World War II, like, they forgot what happened in World War One. And World War II was like the wake up call, like, holy shit, we can't let this happen a third time. Like, we're going to make sure there's no more communist outbreaks. Or, no, sorry, not communist, but like fascist outbreaks. And you see that in like a ton of South American countries. Like, they've really checked out Chile and other fascist leaders like Castro because they didn't want somebody like Hitler to rise up and take the take the world by storm. But then you see Russia, who's communist, but as soon as you invade one country, like, what's going to stop you from doing another one?
Domino effect. Yeah.
Because they see all those Eastern European countries, or not all of them, but a lot of those Eastern European countries, they're like, that's rightfully my land. We just lost it a while ago. So it's like, I don't think they would stop at just one.
Thanks.
But I really wonder if there has to be a war soon, bro. Like, that's also one of my theories, that there's a war coming up in the next 15, 20 years.
Facts, no, like we're not escaping it. We're gonna be in one for sure.
100% we will fight in a war. What is your guys like? Would you ever fight in a war?
Conscription's been banned. It's not doable anymore. Even if the government goes into what was that thing? What's that act called? Total war. Even with total war, conscription's not allowed anymore. Human rights violation. So we can't be forced to fight against our will anymore. But the thing that really does frighten me and gives me concerns is the technology advancements in the past 2 decades between the last big war, like the Iraq War, for example. 2 years, 2 decades of technology advancement is a lot, as we can see.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have motherfucking iPads back then, bro. Like, bruh. Like, motherfuckers can launch nukes from an app on the iPad. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what kind of frightens me. And also, the idea in war is that how does war unfold and what does it affect and civilians, like if there is a war, where is it fought, like you know what I mean, if there's a war in America, bro, that's fucked. Like imagine there's a war in America, imagine like civilian deaths, bro, like imagine war goes on, that's horrible, right? That's tough. But imagine if there's a war and like it's an actual war, like they're taking over cities forcefully, bro. Like imagine what we do, bro. What would you guys do if Calgary's getting invaded by Russia, bro?
Well,
Like,
you ask where that war would be. I think first it would probably be on the eastern countries, just because where they all are.
yeah, I know. That's just an example.
But eventually,
Like,
like, you, there's the paradox of it's like, yeah, I don't have to fight in this war because they're not drafting me. But soon enough, if the other guys start winning enough, I'm gonna have to fight in this war.
I refuse.
So it's like, what's the limit?
Bro,
Or when
you're
is
fighting
that-
for your mom though, Kennedy. You gotta think about that. Like, we've never experienced anything close to a war, so we don't think about it like that. But say they start invading Canada and they start, say, I don't know, for instance, America starts invading Canada in some weird circumstance, right? And they start going house to house, like arresting people or whatever and taking them to internment camps. And you know your mom's living in Calgary and you're gonna tell me you refuse, you're not going. You're like, bro, your human instinct's gonna kick in, your survival instinct's gonna kick in. You're gonna do it for your family. It's no cap, bro.
See, yeah, I agree with you, but that's two different things. It's like me, like, wanting to protect my family from someone entering the building, right? Fuck yeah, I'll do that, right? But like, you have to understand, a soldier, when you register into the army, like you lose your right as a human in a sense. Like you forfeit your freedom of wanting to live. Like, bro, like, bro, like if you're in military, they send you to battles, bro, where you're probably going to die. Like if you die, it's okay. Like it's not okay, but
Yeah,
it's
you're just a
okay.
number.
You're just a number. So it's like me protecting my family in a house. If I die, my family remember me, right? But it's like if we join the military, bro, we'll be shipped off to go fight in, like for example, BC on the front lines, trying to fucking block off whoever's entering a nation. We die from a mortar. What's that? Like, we didn't want to be there.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
Like,
but if everyone,
is that really fighting
go
for your
ahead.
mom? Cause
yes,
like you could
Yeah,
definitely. That's
100%.
not,
Because you
bro.
gotta
That is
you gotta
not,
fight before they get
Definitely.
to your mom.
bro.
Like you can
No,
either fight at the
at that
last
point you're
minute
just
or you can go
fighting.
and fight before. That's why those guys go over and fight in the wars because they're like, I'm not gonna even give these guys the chance to step foot in my country. I'm gonna win it here. They're still protecting their mom. They're not letting it wait till the last moment because once it's last
I
moment,
think
once
it's
they're busting
foolish.
down the doors, you're not winning
yeah,
that fight. You can maybe hold them off a little bit,
exactly.
but you're not good. You're just attacking attention, and they're gonna see
Mm.
that this guy just maybe killed a few troops. Let's kill his mother. So it's like
But
I
hear
think
me out,
from
right?
that. All right.
If every, okay, go ahead, go
This,
ahead.
like in war, I forgot what this guy's name was. I think his name was Oliver something, right? But he was a World War Two. He was in World War Two, right? He was what do you call someone who writes poems? Poet.
A poet.
Yeah, he was a poet. Jesus. He was a poet, right? But he got conscripted into the war. So he went to the war, man, right? And you have to understand though, like you're fighting battles, man. You're going killing people. You're taking something away, right? And like you have to
Yep.
forget these, like you in your position, you're fighting, right? And the other guy is in his position fighting for his mom, right? But what are you really fighting for, bro? War is just soldiers in war, literally written in political philosophy, are just pawns for the generals to get a means. Like a war can be
Exactly what I'm saying.
resolved through like sanctions, all that. You know what I mean? Violence is just another tool, like a contract. You know what I mean? Like war is another tool, like like a contract. So like by joining the war and saying you're helping that, bro, you're not. You're just helping someone get what they want, and you don't get what they want, bro. Like to
Yeah.
extents as world wars to certain extents, but like you know what I mean? Like Vietnam, bro, that fucked everyone up.
Hmm. But you have to also think though, Kennedy. Like that's very true. Wars are ridiculous. That's what I was saying. Like it's all for the gain or the beef that a fucking leader has. But the thing is, if everyone thought like you saying like, "Oh, war's bullshit. It's pointless. Like they're sending me somewhere to die." If everyone thought like that, if say because our generation is very different to I think the generation that came before us. I think we're a lot more soft, to be honest. And I think honestly, if there was a world war, there would be a lot less people joining the army. I honestly think that. But I'm saying if everyone thought like how you're thinking right now, we would lose the war instantly because it's like, oh, it's I'm not fighting for someone else. I'm gonna just I don't believe in it. But then how is that going to resolve anything? Because the people on the other side, who are normal people like you and me, are going to be like, well, I hope that these Canadians don't come and take my mom. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's bullshit, do you really have a choice in that matter? Because it's like,
You, but what like I see you have really a choice, right? But the thing is, though, soldiers don't have a choice. Like what? Like the thing is, World War II, right? The war was, oh, I'm going to protect my mom, right? Like, bro, what were you protecting them from? What was the actual goal of the war? The goal of the war is for someone to get more resources. You know what I mean? Like you're protecting your mom because your mom just happens to be in the resources. It's not like fucking America wants to go kill your mom. It's just your mom would be in the way. You know what I mean? So you protecting your mom is a byproduct of someone else's neglect for you. You know what I mean? So like, oh, I'm going to do the right thing, go
yeah.
save my mom. You're not saving your mom. You saved your mom because someone else didn't care about your mom's safety.
No,
Okay,
but
but
you're
what are you
stopping
supposed
them
to do
from
then?
ever getting to your country so that they can never touch your family.
But the thing
That's
is, though,
the
why are you trying to go to your country?
because
Because it's a
eventually
war.
it's different. There's political wars like
Yeah,
Vietnam that was
but none of them
entirely
directly involve your mom. Your mom just is in the way. That's what I mean. Like you're
with the
going for a
Vietnam
reason that
War
doesn't.
100% because I don't think Vietnam ever had a chance of invading USA and destroying them. But if
Yeah,
you
it's
think
just
to
for.
World War II, they had invaded France, they invaded everybody, and America was looking like if we don't go over there and beat these guys, they're going to kill our allies and we're going to be next. At that
Yeah,
point, I think those soldiers that were going to fight were like, I need to go and fight and kill the enemy so that they cannot come here and kill my family.
yeah, but that's
Like
the extreme though. Like
that's
that's the
the total
extreme.
war. It depends which kind of war we're talking about. I
Since then, though, like that was like old school war though. Like that type of war was old school. Like in a sense, if that was to happen, like that would be in a different sense. You know, that's the whole extreme. It's like, for example, you can that extreme is like same extreme as someone having a knife to my mom's throat and saying do a jig. You know what I mean? Like that's the same extreme. Like that's only happened twice in history. Total war. Not history.
Well,
I
it
don't
was
know
only
history like you
it
guys.
was only 70 years ago though. You're saying it was literally 70 years ago, bro.
Yeah. How long's humanity? 70 years of 2020 years. That's a pretty
Ex-
significant jump.
exactly. That's insignificant because it's like if a war was big, bro. Like think about it though. Like okay, well to your, I agree with what you're saying. I completely agree. But like, how do you counteract it? Like, So what? You're not gonna do that. So what are you gonna do now to protect your family? What's the other route that you take? Because your
Yes.
mom's in the way. She's in
Yes.
there. So
Extreme,
what?
man.
How do you fix that now?
Well, that's what actually like the idea and like political theory of like, cause like you know what I mean, like there's not only one way to kill a nation, bro. You know what I mean? The only way to kill a nation isn't by invading and killing it. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest here. That's not the only way. You can kill a nation by sanctions. You know what I mean? All those things, like like that's what I mean. Like if I was to do it, bro, I protect them by saying fuck you guys. If it was America, America has so much power, bro. Be like, hey, say Russia wants a thing in America, they could really just be like, hey, no trade. All allies, no trade. It'll take 4 or 6 years. They'll literally collapse themselves. This happened before in Russia, bro. Like states have collapsed. Greece. If no one helped Greece, bro, literally everyone in Greece would die because they have no money. Like the nation would collapse. People help them. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to. The only way to take over a state isn't by violence. So my theory, and the reason I say that is because what I believe, right, and what like other people believe is that in the if a huge world war doesn't happen in the next 30 years to make 100, right? Then that war will be evolved out of. Not eradicated, but will be evolved. You know what I mean? Like we used to fight with spears and like in huge. You know what Napoleon was fighting? Is different war tactics.
mm-hmm.
Like the war tactics will evolve to who knows fucking drones, bro. Like air fights. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's gonna evolve to where we don't need as much people anymore. Like we just have robots. You know what I mean? If they want to. Like war is not as deadly as it is. It is. It's more deadly, but it's not as like pointlessly deadly. It's not like to take over a place you send 100,000 troops in. You can send 80 tanks, 40 jets, and like 300 men. You know what I mean? Do way more damage.
I think you're missing what I'm trying to say though. I know there's different types of war, but I'm saying in this situation where total war happens and the route that they're going, because it could be anyone. It doesn't, because like I feel like, yeah, what you're saying, like it would be more like first world countries that
I don't
have,
think total war will happen again though, because like
Yeah, but they said that in
but
World War One. We're thinking hypothetically here.
yeah.
What if it happened?
everything. Yeah, well, yeah, I see what you mean.
Like
So what
what if you're
if
looking at your TV one day and you see that Russia has invaded all of the Eastern European countries. They have slaughtered people right and left. they're advancing on the your allies in France and Britain, and maybe you just got attacked by North Korea, like your own country has got attacked. It's like, what do you do then?
You're telling me, Tyson. Let me flip that question on to you. Were you telling me you be like, fuck yeah, sign me up and we go fucking go fight and protect, bro?
If
Like,
Canada
really
got
think
attacked, I think that
you
would
think
be the
your one
point where it's like, yes,
contribution?
I gotta go, because
Really,
I'm not going to
really,
contribute from home.
bro? You want to go to a volunteer banquet, bro? If you had to go,
But
like,
the thing is, though,
like
Kennedy,
yes,
like
it's
the people
like yes, it's
before us,
for
your our like our ancestors, well, not our ancestors, but like the men who made our countries free, that fought and lost their lives. That's spitting in their face, in my opinion, saying like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do it because
bro. They're
it's for
fucking
the."
dead, bro. Dead men don't speak. Like, bro,
Bruh,
live
that's
your life
so
for you.
disrespectful.
Like, bro, is it really
Live
though?
your life for you. That's so selfish, bro. What about your friends and your family though? They're like, oh, I'm not like, yeah, my friends are gonna go to war, but I'm not because I don't believe in it. You know, they're gonna die protecting their country, but I'm not because I don't. I disagree with you on that.
But the
Honestly,
thing is, though, right? Like, for example, in World War II, when Germany was taking over all of Europe, bro, America didn't want to get involved, right? So before they actually went in violently, they said, yo, take this land. We don't really want to fight. Let's try to get a peaceful agreement here, you know? They'll say, take your land, right? But saying, don't take any more because, like, this is getting deadly. But, like, have what you want, right? And that's what I mean. Before the violence, America, even in that time of the year, whatever it was, 19, whatever, they attempted to to dispute the situation without violence. It failed because Hitler was like, "Fuck you, I want to kill you," right?
yeah,
Like, has anyone been worse than Hitler in history? Like, Hitler was probably the worst person. Like, he had so much power. Like, you know what I mean?
Genghis
Like,
Khan.
yeah, that's what I mean, right? But Hitler was known to be irrational. You guys know that all his plans, his war strategies,
Yeah,
they're just based on irrational. So obviously he's irrational to them, right? But if he was an actual true rational leader trying to get what he wanted, he could have agreed with with America. Hey, I'll take 75% of Europe, right? And you guys can have the rest, right? And to this day, there'd be a Nazi empire in our society. But hey, they
exactly.
wanted more, and I'm just saying, right? They try to resolve them. So like, if a war was to come out, it could be resolved. So if you guys went to go sign up, what if the war is just, hey, what if they just said, hey, you guys have this, we have this, whatever, we survive, we survive. And plus, I don't think they need soldiers like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if the war was that bad and they need soldiers to conscript people to go sign up, you'd probably all just be dying. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but
Like,
it's like,
soldiers nowadays are so trained. Like, there's no way you could you know what I mean? The military is millions of people. Like, they have more people than they actually need. That's why there's so many reserves.
That's not true.
yeah,
That
but
is so not true,
I
bro.
don't think you just say, oh yeah, but they have enough of everybody else fighting for me. You guys just go do it. I'll just sit back, because I think Jordan was right. Like, all those
You saying that's
guys in
bad
World War
though?
II, it is, bro. I think that's
Why
terrible.
is it bad though? Why is
To
it? Why
go
do you
and
think
let
it's terrible?
everybody else go fight for you,
The military does that right now. Why don't you feel like shit now?
because it's not
Because we're
total
not a
war. There's
war.
not a point where there's not a war right now. There's not a
I'm
war
saying
that I
total
think
war
I
won't
would want to
happen
fight for.
anymore.
I'm saying
The
right now,
wars,
if Canada got attacked, I would go and fight, because that is a war I would want to fight, because my country is now at risk. My
Japan
history
just
is now at risk.
bombed BC, right? Canada is sending troops over, right? Canada's sending a couple battalions, right? Because total war won't happen. Like, total war can't happen. Like, the world will like the total war cannot
That's not
happen.
How
true.
can you say it can't happen? It
That's
happened 70 years ago.
Yeah, bro. 70 years ago, what happened? Slavery happened 70 years ago, bro. Like, think it. Like, 7 years is a long time,
bro.
man.
Slavery's happening today, Kennedy.
That's
Are
what
you
I mean,
kidding me?
bro. Like, that's what I mean. I'm
Well,
just
how is
saying
it so
though,
different?
if like, cause total war is when everything goes on pause. Like, certain things can't really go on pause in society now. Like, that's what I mean. Total war can happen, but it'd be a different variation in the past. Like, if total war went on, nations still have to be exporting, running stock market, all of that, which involves a global economy. You know what I mean? Like, total war can't really happen. We just shut off. Like, that's what I mean. For a nation to shut off, like, nation to go into total war, things would have to happen before. Like, you have to cut that nation off out of whatever trades you're doing with other nations, stock market, fuck up the currency, and if they kept on going, then you go in and invade. Like, you invade as the last precaution. That's what I mean. Total war wouldn't really happen in the
What
sense
if
it
they
did
plan to be
before.
self-sustaining before they start the war?
No nation is self-sustaining though. No nation is
China,
self.
bro.
China's big enough to be self-sustaining,
China's not.
Yeah.
and
China
they
owns
want
only
global
sustaining, bro.
domination.
Very true.
Bro, that's where you're wrong. China's only self-sustaining because they sell to other people. If no one bought from China, they'd have nothing to sell, bro. That's what I mean. Like China's the biggest
They would just
producer.
use their own research. They brought
And that's
exactly just said it. They would
no,
just
but the
use their
thing
own resources.
they produce too much to use though. Like you know how much? Do you know how much China produces, bro? Like they produce way too much.
How
Like
much
for
are
every
they
one
producing
thing,
for other people right now, though? What if they're only
everything.
producing for themselves?
A lot for Canada and America.
Yeah, but bro, that argument makes no sense. They're producing too much stuff. If they want to be
Yeah,
self-sustaining, that's a good thing. If they're producing
but that, but like
what? If
no, bro. Like you
in
don't
a war
understand. Like that,
situation, if you can, okay, go ahead.
people would lose jobs. Like you know what I mean? Like if there's to
Oh.
make everything they need to survive, they only need 5% of the workforce, right? What would other people be doing? What do they
Going to
do,
war.
bro?
The men would be
95
going
like
to war.
Tyson, bro. You're acting like a Genghis Khan, man. Send
Bro,
them to war.
global domination, they want to take over.
So you tell
They're
me
sending the men to war.
95% of the population send them to bro.
No,
Just
not
hear me out though.
95, not 95%.
That's what I mean, bro. Like I'm just saying, like this. I wasn't saying in the war. I'm saying like if they had to, like actually, even if it wasn't a war, bro, like shit has to be going. You know what I mean? Like I think we said China because they like we're saying like they can't like I said they're not self-sustainable, right? If they
What's
got
their population?
closed off from all trading, right? If they got closed off from all the trading and they had embargoes on them, they couldn't sell to any nation in the world. China would collapse, bro. Any nation would collapse.
But if they're taking over fucking countries, bro, if they're taking over countries, invading countries, it's successfully. How are they going to collapse if they're successfully taking over governments and militaries?
I
That's
was in this situ-
success.
Because, Kennedy, if they're doing this, right, if they go down to Thailand, invade that, they're not just going to kill every single person. They're going to make a ton of slaves and put them to work, do all the dirty work that they don't want their own people to be doing.
Yeah,
So
y'all
while they're
neglecting the economy though, bro. Like, what would the economy doing,
They
bro?
have
Like,
1.4 billion people, bro. They would
what
have.
makes up an economy? Like, oh, I thought you were talking about the 1.4 billion dollars in the economy. They have 1.4 billion people. Like, what does the people mean, bro? Like people doesn't really mean much, bro. Like in the sense of like, cause in like, bruh, like this doesn't have to be revolved around war. Cause what if like before war, like war can be done before war gets done. There could be things done before war. You know, like actions taken before war, prepare for war. You know what I mean? Like you can increase your arsenal. You can put restrictions on trade on certain people, like on certain nations, for example. You know what I mean? Like they did in Germany before they kept on going.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
tried to be self-sustaining before the war.
Mm-hmm. So like in my example of China, right? If China was closed off from all trade, right? All trade, and the only means of survival was being self-sufficient, right? I guarantee, man, in like 10 years, 5 years, that nation that it'll collapse, bro. Like yes, like what do you mean? You think it's just self-sustaining, bro? Like no
How
nation
would
works
it
like that.
collapse if they're taking over countries, bro? If you're
Bro, they're not
going
taking
to
off countries as
war,
example. Like
okay,
like
but they're
even if they
trying to
were
be
going to war,
self-sustaining though.
even if they were going to war, like you need a lot of war is expensive. You know what I mean? Even Hitler, his biggest challenge was keeping oil to keep his war going, right? Like even Hitler
Hmm.
had problems with oil. You know what I mean? So
I
like
think it's
for that to happen,
completely possible.
I don't know, because the biggest problem with war is minerals, and like it's not like does Thailand have enough like oil to like
Thailand has
provide,
Thailand has the largest. What is it?
but does not have enough oil to
It's not,
provide for a whole war? Like like a war to take over the world. That's what I mean, bro. You'll need oil for that.
Oh, another random fact, just so saying here, there's less than 100,000 people in the Canadian military, with reserves included.
that's mad. That's a
Out
very
of
small force.
out of
Yeah,
33 million, there's less than
coalitions though.
100,000.
Coalitions be busting though.
That's fact, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'm
like
saying
that
less than
only be
100,000,
Canada's
bro.
going.
That's not enough to fight off China's 1.4 billion in a in a hypothetical situation where China has 1.4 billion. So let me look up how many military in the
Canada is just so hard to invade in general. Like
Yeah, we
it
would
would be
be
a
one of
very
the
hard
last
thing for
guys
any.
to
Yeah,
invade.
Canada is just so hard to invade because of like the amount of land that we have, and just from the northern point, it's just you can't invade from the northern side through like all like the like glaciers and like the icebergs and all that stuff. You just can't enter through there.
I'm just I'm
But
just confused though,
Kennedy,
bro. Because what do you, Tyson? What do you think goes on in the war? That like the companies just do nations just stop, making money? Like, is everything just like? What do you think goes on? Do they just pause everything and just kill people? Like
no, they
like
don't pause
America,
everything, but
like
they
America
definitely
was
go.
selling bullets, right? You know what I mean? They sell shit, bro. Like America made money. America left richer in the war than they came in with. Like, bro, after the war lost, Germany was fucked. You know what I mean, bro? Like, there's things like the economy collapsed after. You know what I mean? Like this, the economy just doesn't pause. You know what I mean? It's not like
Well, yeah.
when you go total
If you're
war,
going,
you say fuck to the economy. We just
I'm
make
not
and make
saying
and
that
make.
that's what happens though.
Like to make, they have to plan, they have to buy, they have to import goods. You know
But
what I mean? Like
but they didn't win World War II based off of only the economy. They didn't. They
no, but
didn't beat
I'm not
Germany
saying the
with just the
economy is a
economy.
thing. The economy is time, as like time. You know what I mean? The economy is always a constant going. Like if you go into war, you spend more, but spending more isn't bad. You know, it's like you don't go broke in an economy. Economy just like defaults on itself. Like you know what I mean? Like if this was to happen, like if you win the war, you get more money, right? But if you lose the war, this all happens. But to even do the war, you need money, and like that's why when America went into war, they didn't close on businesses. Like women went, like they before that time, women never worked before. Women worked after that, right? You remember all the soldiers came back like, what the fuck? Why there's so much women working? You know what I mean? When that left, there was such a need for jobs and selling goods that they had to hire women and change the law. So women started working and shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Production had to increase with the war. The economy was booming. Like people were making money during the war. Like people getting paid. Like, hey, make bullets for us. Like we'll pay you $80 a week to make bullets for us for 20 hours. You know what I mean? People, the economy is booming. Like war is good for the
there's
economy. Like,
jobs right there, but you just contradicted yourself though. That's literally a perfect example of what people will be doing when they're not doing other shit.
yeah, but what I'm
When
saying is that
when
right.
the war is on
Like you
pause,
sell
If
that,
it's on,
you
yeah,
sell
but
that. But you need goods to do that, right? To make those, you need to buy the goods. You know what I mean? Like they used to buy it. Like to make bullets, they have to already buy the copper. And you know what I mean? Like
oh,
certain goods are coming. Like not every nation has copper, bro. Like you need a lot of copper.
bro.
Like
yeah, but that's why we have
In the
our
case of
allies and
world domination,
trade.
exactly,
Like
Yeah,
exactly.
bro.
it's not
Like,
like
that's what I
every
mean.
country
With
genuinely.
would just go
but
one
that's what
man
I
for
mean, bro.
themselves. They would
But that's
obviously
what I
work
mean. With
with their allies.
embargoes, But that's what I mean. With
And
embargoes,
China
they
and
wouldn't get
Russia
that.
teams up. Why can't they have a self-sufficient economy? That I
Yeah,
don't
but
think that makes any sense.
Russia was involved in this though. I'm just saying it was just China wanting to wage war
But
on
we're
everyone,
talking
right?
total war here, bro. That's every
But
Yeah,
country.
yeah. Wasn't it
that's just
China
not
versus everyone?
possible.
Was that the hypothetical?
But
Is China trying to take
well, if
over
it's
like
world,
everyone?
yeah, world domination. But like,
So you see
I
what I mean?
mean,
That
I'm
like
sure. Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if Russia had to protect the walls from China, they wouldn't trade with China. If China was trying to take over the whole world, no one would trade with China, bro. China wouldn't.
I don't
Even
think
if China had
China's
all the.
vexed though. I don't think they're mad about that. If they're the bro, if China's the highest supplier of goods on the fucking planet, I don't think China's that vexed if Russia's not gonna
supply.
do that.
So
Huh?
like they not supply the highest production of goods. They import and then
Yeah.
export the good after they built it. But if they will go in World War, no one will import. You know what I mean? So the system collapses. Like I sell drugs and make money, but if you can't get your if you're not like if you can't buy your drugs in wholesale to sell, you can't have your business. You know what I mean? Like the business is good when everything's running. And the same thing goes to China. Like they make so much money because they produce so much. But if they go in total war, no one to trade, which means they have nothing to make, which means they have nothing to sell, which means they can't, produce war.
But if they start taking over countries in a world domination case, if they start taking over countries, invading countries, taking them over, they're just gonna take their resources.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm saying?
that'd be a long war, though. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I mean,
they will,
if are
but
you in
it'll
it to
be
win
like,
it or not? Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't if they whatever strategy they're gonna use.
yes, sir. Are you in it to win it or not? You know what I mean? Yeah, but Jordan, you see, like they're working on very close profit margin there. You know what I mean? Like if you go fight a war and you use all your resources to fight the war, hoping to win and use their resources to keep on pushing, and it goes longer because it's all within expecting. Someone has to plan this war out, right? Say, oh, we'll
Yeah.
invade Russia and we'll plan taking it in 3 years, right? And we have so and so amount of oil. Well, if the war goes longer, it's 4.5, which happens a lot, and they run out of oil, like fuck, we don't have enough oil to keep going with the war. You know what I mean? Like same. That's exactly what happened with like Hitler. 'Cause you guys are being very optimistic. We have to be a little realistic
Because
here.
Hitler kept losing. Because he kept
Yeah,
losing, bro. So he
yeah,
couldn't go and steal other people's oil.
yeah.
But
But
that
I'm saying
helped a lot of battles. Like in North Africa, there was one German division that was so low on oil they were about to lose, and then they just went and captured a British camp and they got a shit ton of oil, and then they were good for like another 3 years, and they could keep on.
By the
fighting.
way,
And then then they lost still though, right? Like they didn't win. They ran out of oil eventually. Like
but
Hitler
bro,
ran out of
look
oil.
at the
Eventually.
look at the progress that man made though. Like look at it though. Yeah, even though because it has to come to an end at some point, obviously, right? You
When
know
he
what I mean?
beat
It's never.
everyone.
Okay, but
Yeah,
Kennedy.
that's when it comes to.
Was good.
It was just a failed attempt at world domination. Yeah, go ahead.
So I agree with you when you're saying that we're going towards like more a technological war, and because that's why China is planning an invasion to Taiwan right now, because Taiwan has the largest semiconductor industry in the whole world, and that's what's used to create like all of our computers, all of our technology. So it's
But that's
like
just
they're trying to get control of that, and then once they do that, then we're paying them and we're fueling their economy so that we can even have enough money or our basic needs, which is our computers, because now everything's built on computers. So
yeah.
oil, yeah, it's important now. We're going more towards like technology like that. So they're
Yeah,
going to
but
get the control on the semiconductors, and then we're going to be constantly fueling these guys. And if they can produce shit for the whole world, everything is made in China. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to produce things for themselves. If they just said
I
fuck
think, yeah, it could be
everybody else,
self-sustaining.
they could definitely just produce for themselves. If they invade, it's not like they're going to lose on their first battle. They're going to go in, take a couple countries, take all
America
of their
backs
shit as well.
Taiwan, bro. Like, you forgetting though, America's tracks. Like this has happened before. Like America said, "Oh fuck, if Vietnam
That means we're
falls to
going to
communist,
war.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that'll
but
be in,
who's
that'll be in Thailand. It'll start there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like you're adding
yeah,
to my
but
point though. The system they need Thailand to get the resources to build more stuff to sell. Right? They know they need it for their system. So that's what I mean. What if Thailand was America, for example? What if America by chance had the biggest semiconductor, stockhold in the whole world? China needs America, you know what I mean? And America stops trading. China's fucked, but what if Thailand gets back with America, they become allies, and America's backing up Thailand, and Thailand doesn't
yeah,
trade to
but
China?
Okay, well, America's going to have
China's
to
screwed.
go there and get Thailand back. But what if China
But
keeps
yeah,
on
but like
doing
you're
this
agreeing with my
socially
you're
and
agreeing with my
building
idea
up
here
their
though.
economy to the point where it's like now they have enough shit to invade the whole planet and we have to go fight. And now they're knocking on our front door and it's too fucking late.
Yeah, but that's the end goal though. Like, but how they get there? By buying, by importing, building, selling. You know what I mean?
I
That's
know,
the
but
system
they're
I'm saying.
doing that
That
right now. They're
economy
going to build that
relies on it.
economy.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what I mean. Like that's what they're doing. Like that system is what's up. Like they're doing. Like if a war was to happen and they're going against the whole world, they'd have to invade Thailand, forcefully get it. You know what I mean? They'll have to. It's not like they'll just sign a contract. They'll have to forcefully get it right. And if it's protected, they'll fight. So till they get Thailand, they can't take the resources out and sell it. So for the main reason before they start the war is to get Thailand. They need it because of resource. You know what I'm talking about? Like they need that resource. Like it's not like it just
yeah.
appears. Like they need that resource. So you know what I mean? They're trying to keep the flow of production alive. You know what I mean? Like you guys just thinking like it just the resource appears where it is. They have to get it. It's a
But
good.
they can
Like, it
sell
is.
to the countries they invade though. Like they can,
But
you know what I mean?
that's
And
that's
also
if
you're
they
also
want to.
forgetting one huge thing. China's only ally is North Korea. North Korea has
And
one of the
Russia.
largest militaries in the world and um the most amount of nukes on the planet. Like North Korea is a very good ally to have, and China and North Korea are allies. So
North
it wouldn't
Korea's
only be
starving though.
China, huh?
Good military, bad society though. Everyone's starving there, bro.
Yeah,
So much
of course it's a bad society, but that's not the point. It's like say if America tries to help Taiwan, what the fuck do you think North Korea is gonna do? They're
They'll
not gonna
fight.
stand by. Yeah, exactly, bro. It's
But
like
they're fighting over that good though. The war will be over that one good. You know what I mean? Like before they do war domination, they'll need that good first. The first start of the war will be over that good. That's what I mean. Like they need that good to produce the war.
I think they could take it very fucking easily though.
But yeah, but nonetheless, they're taking the good. Like they need that one. If they don't have that good, they can't do the war. You know what I mean? The whole
Yeah,
system
but they
relies
can
on
get
that
it.
one good.
So what happens after they get it?
Yeah, they get it by doing the war though. Like the war doesn't come before the good. The war comes after the good. You know what I mean? Like the good is the reason they're having the war. So
Yeah,
they
but
know they need that
so
good for their economy to use and sell. You know what I mean? Use, sell, make, use. Like, that's what I mean. The economy relies on what comes in and what comes out. So what's coming in is that good, and what's coming
so
out
once
is
they
whatever
get it,
byproduct.
then what?
Like then what they use what they want for. Like why they want it in the first
Then they
place.
use it
Exactly.
for
Then
the war.
roll
Then
the
they
fucking
move on to the
domination
next
cut.
one.
Like,
Yeah,
Then they
yeah.
go to the next
That's
one, and then they
what I
go to
mean,
the
though. But
Middle East and
before
get all the
that,
oil.
you know,
Literally,
That's
yeah,
step by
bro,
your argument's
step.
flawed.
And then
bro,
go next.
what do you, bro? What do you mean my argument's fucked, bro? You guys are skipping the whole thing. Before the war happens, they go get the mineral to start the war.
Yeah, but you're
It's like
taking
you're forgetting
our
the key
whole
for your car, bro.
original question wrong. All right. Imagine they have the whole fucking economy situation sorted out. They've invaded all the right countries and got all the right shit.
You're just
All
you're
right.
just skipping over my whole point, though. Like you're saying, yeah. Well,
But
that
I
happens.
agree. But that's not part of my question. We were asking is if they're about to invade, they're coming. Are you staying here or are you going to fight?
Bro, I'm staying here, man.
Nah,
Guys gonna be
bro.
opening NHL packs while these fucking dropping nukes.
Yes,
Nah,
yeah.
bro,
Fucking
Kennedy,
bomb
come
boys,
on.
bro.
You wanna do
gotta
this
go
new.
fight for everybody that has died for this country. Everybody
you're just
that
gonna go
is
fight and
dying
die.
for, maybe, but at least I'm
Well,
dying for
no,
something.
well,
Everybody's
Fuck,
done that.
it's like if you don't fight, you're gonna die. Or
Yeah.
if you fight, you're gonna die. You're gonna die either way. Like if you
Why
just
not
sit here
die
and open
enjoying,
NHL
bro?
packs, you're gonna die.
Die
Why not
enjoy.
die with your
I'm not
friends,
gonna
with your family?
because
you're
I
gonna
don't
go
really want
suffer
to
in
die
war.
watching my fucking family getting
There's a chance that we can prevent
executed,
that
bro.
happening.
Bro, that's like the
I'd
worst
rather
case,
go out
bro.
on a fucking
What, you
battlefield
probably die
and
by
try
a
and
bomb,
win a
bro.
fight there.
You probably die by a bomb, like on Calgary or some shit. You know what I mean? Like that was to happen. You probably die by a bomb.
No,
I
actually,
mean?
they would probably
Yeah.
invade us, turn us all into fucking slaves, and make us do their dirty work and not feed us until we all drop dead out of starvation, which sounds much fucking worse to me than getting shot on a battlefield.
So what if you do go on a battlefield, right? You go, you have a glorious battle, you die, right? Your nation loses the war, your mom dies, everyone dies.
At
they
least
win.
you
At least
fucking
I
tried,
fought.
though.
At least I didn't fucking stay.
And in your mom's
and not
last
try.
moments, she's tearing up saying, "Why can't I at least spend these last moments with my son? I was going to die either way. It was pointless."
Imagine fucking Chinese militants rush your crib, but fuck your mom in front of you. Why? I wish I went to war, so listen.
Bro, that's like the
Out of my
worst
poor
case
mother.
scenario ever, bro. Like,
Yeah, but it's a possible scenario, though. That's
Same
what
thing
you're
with mine,
avoiding.
And that's
bro.
why all
Same
those
thing with
people
mine.
went to war to stop that from happening, so that their family wouldn't have to go through shit like that.
all those black guys that went to war for the country, so, died and come back, their family still being fucking persecuted. Like, the same thing applies, bro. It's like, you know what I mean?
No, that's completely different.
How's it though?
What?
That's what society. Like a black man goes to war, right? You know the black people usually sent to the most dangerous things, right? They go, they die, right? And their family is just like they're fighting for a country that doesn't give a shit about them. Like the family's still at home, right? Getting fucking prejudiced against by the whole nation. That's also an outcome. Like, what does he gain? What does a black man have? Like at that time, what does a black man have to go to do war? Would he tell him to go to war,
I mean, but
For
they're
a country
living,
that
they're
doesn't-
not in a concentration camp.
bro?
Like how they might.
Are
be.
you living really though? Like what? Like living like living in living in freedom though. Like nah. Like living in the sense of like what? Like he's just living, right? But like you're saying you want to fight for quality of life. You want to make sure your mom can enjoy her life. Not get fucking molested and then killed in front of you. I mean,
Yeah.
but what if that was already
Let's move on.
happening?
Let's move on. Another topic. I don't think we're gonna come to agreement on this. Certain
Yeah,
topic.
because I'm right, bitch.
No,
Three
Canada gets
against one,
invaded. You
man.
gotta go fight.
Well,
Bro,
I
I
know
am
where I'm
never
not
fighting
gonna
a
be
war.
when the fucking war starts. Kendi or fucking Chalus,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drag.
I'll be
dreads
taking
out
care of my
the
family.
alignment. Yeah, you're gonna be there for your fuck. Get fucked, bro.
I'm just saying, when we all die, Jordan, when we all die,
Bro, you're acting like everyone dies in war. Like people win wars. You know what I mean? People lose wars. So that's war. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Worst
but you
case
never come back.
scenario,
More
are you
people,
gonna?
more people make it out of war than die.
My God, you're not gonna come back the same from a concentration camp either, though.
I'll come back the same. If you guys go and win, and I've just spent the whole time with my family, bro, I'll definitely come out the same. Maybe a little stressed.
Yeah, you're gonna
but,
come
like,
out the same, but I'm gonna look at you like you're a fucking bitch, though. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
What
Where
if
were
you're
you at?
What if you're
I was
dead?
chucking grenades. I was chucking grenades like fucking Kobe from deep. Bro, you're over there fucking. Thanks, bro. You're a
Yeah, I'm
second class
saying,
citizen
bro.
to me at that point. On
So
God.
what's the win there
You're
then?
gonna, I'm gonna go over to your house and I'm gonna stick your head top in a fucking toilet, give you a swirly whirly every morning if you didn't come to the war. Oh God.
Yeah, bro, you gotta go do it. Like everyone's fucking done it in the course of human history.
Are you
When
like
their house
saying
was-
this because your duty to? It's your duty.
It
to
is.
go
It
to war?
is. It's your fucking duty.
See, no. Like what is like? What if you have a family? What if you're a father? Like, isn't your duty to be with the kids?
Your
let me go
duty's
protect
to
my
fucking
kids.
protect
No,
your kids
duty
at
is
all
to fucking
costs.
protect them, yeah, to keep them alive. And if that means
Oh.
going to the war, bro, that's what it fucking means.
Well, I hope that kid Jerry, whatever his name is, right? It's like, you know what? My dad was a gunner. he died, but I know he did great things.
Bro, you know what
I,
those
I,
people
man,
say
I,
when
man,
they
I
have a
really, I,
parent
really,
that was a
man, I really
veteran?
wish he
Have you
didn't go
talked to
though.
them, Kennedy?
Yeah, I
Bro,
know.
they're
Like the
they're
very,
they're sad, but they are so fucking proud. They're like,
yeah.
my
Yeah, my
dad
dad was
went
a
and
hero
died
type
for
shit.
me. My dad went and died so that I could be here. And even if I didn't have a father in the war, I can look and I can say that all the people in Canada, they went and died so that I could be here talking shit on a podcast today. They did.
Zero cap.
They had dreams. They probably wanted to go out and do things. Many of them probably had wives and children and brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers that they loved at home. But they're like, I need to protect this. I need to make sure that these people are never touched by the war, and I will sacrifice my life to go and do that.
Yeah,
Maybe you don't die, but you
he
definitely come
chose to
back
though.
different. But you do that so that your family never has to experience that. I think
What if I chose
that's
to
a
stay
duty.
back though?
I mean, you have the choice, but
Right? So like, why is my choice bad and yours good?
I think it's more of a moral issue.
Yeah, morality is
it's just
subjective
because
though.
I think it's just because
Like, what we
It's
all have
what
different
we've-
morals. It's subjective. Like, what is more important to you? Going to fight a war, right? Potentially risking your life, right? Or staying and helping your kids raise your kids, right? Like, your one
I don't
difference
They're
know
will
gonna
if I
not
raise your
could
change.
live
kids
with
during a
myself.
war.
I don't know if I could live with myself if all of my friends went to a war and died, and I got to
What if
stay
they all
back.
didn't go though? It was like one out of every one of what if only one of your friends went? Because
I'm just
conscription won't
saying
happen
people
anymore,
from
right?
my country. If a majority of my country went and fought, and I don't think all of them would die, but if some of them died and had their lives ruined and because they went and fought for me, I'd feel guilt that I didn't go and do it the same. Because
That's
it's
just a
like,
social norm. Society, everyone's doing this, so I might as well, right? But like, does that really mean it's right though?
I think so. I think it's
If
the right thing to
everyone
do.
dyed their
To
hair
go and
pink,
fight.
right? If everyone dyed their hair pink, like, why the fuck isn't your hair pink, you fucking loser? Like that's just a choice. Like, it's just a choice. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
different.
everyone's
because you're not going to have your family and your country's history destroyed because everyone's changing their color of their hair.
I know, man.
Candy,
Like,
imagine this. Imagine this. I have a different question for you. Okay. Imagine, or a different way to think about it. Imagine if people like Malcolm X, people like Martin Luther King, all these huge names that did something for your community, your race, right? Imagine they sat at home or wherever the fuck they were at and were like, "Oh, I'll just let someone else do it." Like, yeah, I want rights, I want to be able to do it. I want to be treated as a human being. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to die, I don't want to get my life I don't want to go to prison. I'm going to let someone else do it. You know what I mean? Like, if those people didn't, it's obviously you don't, I don't think you have to do it, but it's like if they didn't do it, me and you might not be friends right now type shit. Me and you, I might never have met you. You might not, your bloodline could have been, who knows, bro? You know what I mean? Like, those, it's the bravery of those people who stood up for what they believed in and stood up and did what they thought was right, and look what, like, and look how far that they got with their, with their, whatever it's called, their mission.
that's very true. But what about the other people on the other side, like the white people going against the movement?
What about that?
They're like their movement was for change, for equality, right? But there's
Mm-hmm.
also an opposition, right?
Yeah.
So there's an equally white man saying, you know what, I can either go out for change and fight against the revolution of the black people, or I
Uh-huh.
can just stay and say, you know what I mean? So it's the same side, right? But either way, whatever choice you make, right,
Yeah.
is subjective to you, your morality. So you choose what you want to do. Like, by saying if you don't do this, you're a bad person, doesn't make it, isn't true, because like whatever you choose is what you want. And by
I
getting what
don't
you
think
want,
you're a bad person if you don't do it. I just think that, would you not want your community, your people to have a future? Say if you were born in the 1950s, wouldn't you be like, I want my kids to grow up and be able to
yeah, man. And
go and
I
do
would
stuff?
go, I would go join
E-
that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But the thing is,
Exactly.
though, it's because I want to. I believe in that. I don't believe in war. You guys are just acting like the war is like an automatic belief. Like you have to. You know what I mean? Like
No, I hate war. I hate war. I think it's completely ridiculous. I've said this, but it's like, if you don't, look what could happen, you know?
So what if I say, instead of me going to war, what if I say, yo, what if I try making like a campaign saying, telling the government to find a peaceful resolution, saying, yo, China, you can have the whole eastern front of the world and keep the west. And if China agrees to that, what if I say support that instead of going to war and taking giving
Then you're doing something.
right? But
You're
like
doing something.
you can also say, what about those nations that got taken over? Like, yes, that happened, but like, you got to work with what you're given. Like, what if I say I want to do that alternative? Like, it's not I don't want to go to war. It's not I don't want that change to happen. It's I don't believe in the war.
I mean, if you're trying to make change and trying to do something positive, I think then yeah, I could support that.
Yeah,
But I
so,
think not doing anything because you don't believe in war, I think that's just a ridiculous argument.
Yeah.
Because I just don't agree with it. I'm not gonna say it's a ridiculous argument because that's just rude. But I don't agree with that.
And what don't you believe in war? Is it like you don't believe in killing?
I believe violence is pointless in the sense that, like, if they really wanted to take over the world, they could have done it in a sense in different. They could have done it in a different. Like, you could take over the world, but like America runs the world in a certain sense for a certain period of time. You know what I mean? Like, if America did something, other nations picked up. Like, if China was trying, because you guys are saying it's like a one-way tunnel, saying China's going to kill everyone, and like in that tunnel, we have much
It was
response for it.
hypothetical though.
Yeah, it's
It
a
was
hypothetical, right?
That question.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, fuck, what was I saying? I just had a mind slip. Shit.
But what if you went in as like a medic? Like you didn't believe in killing, but you believed in contributing to the war effort, benefiting your country so that it can survive to live another day.
If anything, I'd like to go into the government and fucking try making treaties with the attacker to end the violence at least. Because the Cold War, there wasn't any much violence. You know what I mean? But there was political. Because like you guys act like violence. Violence is just like a tool in politics. You guys know what I mean? Like you act like war is war. Like the total war happened because a government wanted to take over the whole world, so they used that tool, total war. You know what I mean? It's not like war is its own separate entity. It's a tool attached to politics. The same as
But I wasn't talking about a political war though. I was talking about a hypothetical total war situation with China.
That is political though. War is political. War in itself is political.
Yeah, I know. Kenny, you're not listening. I'm saying
they're invading. They're coming here.
Yeah.
Why? If we don't go and fight, we're next.
What does it matter? Why? A hypothetical war would have asked questions previously.
Like, this hypothetical is really one way. It's not like this hypothetical is not like. It's only one answer to hypothetical. Obviously, you fight back.
All right, your little fucking emails that you sent to China were blocked. They didn't listen to you. They didn't listen to your peace treaty. All right, now it's like, holy shit, they're in their boats and coming.
Like, this isn't a hypothetical.
This is
you molding a situation to get a point across, bro. No, it is you molding a situation.
Would you go and fight for your family if they're coming?
Tyson, in any situation, bro.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no, please. So, because we've been talking about war for an hour, is it going to be boring?
Yeah, we have more ones. Just say yes or no.
I think
if China's on their boats and coming to Alberta.
They're coming. Yes or no, Kennedy?
They're coming.
Would you fight for your mother or not?
I'm not fucking saying. I'm not budging.
Right, say yes or no. I'm taking it as a no. You're a weak man.
Let's move on to the next one. So the moon landing was faked.
Yeah, the moon landing's so fucking fake.
Okay. You know what?
I actually think it's fake.
You know what, man? Can we make this a part 2 for next week, bro? Because are we on 2 hours of recording? Like, what's the thing?
1 hour and 40 minutes right now.
Let's bang out 2 hours. Let's bang out 2 hours.
Yeah, let's go for a little bit more. Let's give.
I think this has been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, did you ever find a conspiracy theory that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I can think of one.
Okay. While you're thinking of it, it doesn't make any sense why we went to the moon in the 70s and never went back.
Oh, we've sent stuff out since then, though.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like we would have built like some sort of civilization, or not, like just something that
manned missions.
No, there hasn't been. No one's been to the moon since 1974, I think.
But like, why do we have to go back to the moon though? Like, we went there, done that. Like, what's there? Like, since then, we've been sending rovers to Mars, sending out satellites into interstellar space, putting out a bunch of telescopes in space.
I feel like it's the next step. You know,
like, the next step is to send people to Mars.
Colonization, and it's like, yeah, but the moon. Maybe it's like, I feel like the moon's essential. Like it would almost be like
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
the
going to
closest
Mars,
thing.
you
It
gotta
makes
stop
sense.
at the moon for a gas resupply and then go to the Mars.
Yeah,
Like I feel like
facts.
if we're going to Mars, why wouldn't they build something on the moon to make their transports a little bit easier? Because it's got to be constant. The shit they're sending to Mars, because they're not going
No,
to be
they
able
would.
to. So I
Yeah,
feel
they
like
do.
they
They
would
would.
have to build something on the moon. I just don't know why they haven't done it yet because they wanted to go to Mars this decade.
Oh, it wouldn't
Yeah.
take time. Like you probably could send one ship up there. Fucking Elon Musk self-landing rocket. Send one of those. Because like the thing is though, the reason I feel like the reason they'll send like there has been a lot of human missions. Because like bro, putting human in space is just so hard. Because like that's like
So
the half the
expensive too.
trouble. Yeah, half the trouble is getting them back. You know what I mean? Like if you want to go to Mars, you want to somehow get enough fuel to bring them back on a whole motherfucking journey. You know what I mean? So that's why they've been sending out robots. Like bro, we have I think no two now on Mars that are going around still to this moment. They always are checking. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
I feel like that's like humans going to space is just like a challenge. Like I think humans going to actual is like the last step. After we have something launching shit to Mars, after we already irrigated the land, then the first thing we can touch. You know, because we just fucking die.
Yeah, but there's actual shit you can do on the moon though. Like they Buzz Aldrin and them, they went there. Armstrong, all those cunts. They went there, took a couple samples from the fucking, took a little bit of dust, some rocks, hopped in the thing, came back. Why, bro? If look how much space rocketry has advanced since fucking 1974, bro. I don't understand why we haven't went back, done a bit of drilling, done a bit of exploring. Like you know what I mean? Like we haven't even
Yeah.
sent robots since then. We have a rover on the moon,
No,
but we
bro, we
we
sent
haven't
what?
sent it
Bro, we sent a rover like 3 years ago.
to the moon.
No, to Mars. It landed on Mars like 3 years ago,
I'm
bro.
not. But I know this, Kendi. I'm talking about the moon.
Oh,
This is the whole question was the moon landing was fake. It's like I don't understand why we did it back then. I don't even know how we did it back then because look at cars in 1969, bro. I don't know. I just look at it that way. Like
I think
the
it was because
technology
the
was
space race. Was that when Russia and America were really competing? Was that when Sputnik and shit and like bombs and
yeah,
Yeah,
shit?
because
They were
Russia
just
had
bragging
the
yeah.
rights.
satellite first, so America
Ew,
took the
we
next
did
step.
it first. Fuck you, Russia. I think that's literally what it was, bro. It was literally just a space race, like to prove what nation's more advanced.
Pretty much.
It was, but like, there's actual stuff you can do there. Like, we're just jumping the gun and trying to go to Mars, which is cool. I fucking can't wait until we get to Mars. I hope I'm alive by the time human beings land on Mars. I hope, bro.
That'd be so cool.
That is gonna be massive, bro. If that happens, we're all
Tell
pulling
war.
up on a couch, bro. We're all pulling up
Yeah,
on a
we
couch
gotta
on a
see the
fucking
landing.
80-inch
Yeah, for
TV,
sure.
bro.
I'm
For
down.
sure, bro.
Gotta see Elon Musk
For sure.
So
disembark
we
off
have
his
that
little.
adult money. And then
Oh,
we can fly around with everyone. Imagine we have adult money. Like, yo, let's go see Jordan in 4 months. I'll book our flights. Work. See you there. Bet.
Yeah,
Word.
bro, it'd be even easier if Kansas was created. It would be so easy to get to New Zealand in here. Because
Yeah.
it'd be a lot
Nah,
cheaper.
that's
Be
coming,
like
bro.
2 hours, bro.
The next evolution
Yeah,
we have on
soon,
Earth,
bro.
at least, is going to be like improved travel, like on
Yeah,
Earth.
rockets, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's what
thinking,
Elon Musk's
nah,
doing
bro.
right
I'm
now.
thinking, I'm thinking, right? There are underground, magnetic trains that go like almost speed of sound. Because imagine that, right? Hey, you're gonna be on a train for 2 hours, going to speed of sound. Strap in, like nothing. Planes aren't fucking comfortable either way, bro. It'd be same fucking
Yeah.
torture. Sitting there, right? And they just build a tunnel underwater, and you just go
Yeah.
underwater, boom, boom, and you land in the terminal somewhere in that nation. And you take it from there. Like the time cut off will
Yeah.
make you worth the layover.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine
For
going
sure.
from
No, it's
here
definitely
to
gonna happen. Definitely
yeah.
in the far future. It's gonna be probably underground stuff.
Almost be like a water airport where people just meet in on the ocean on the
Yeah.
trains, and you take a little plane to wherever you're going.
That'd be very cool.
Maybe flying cars progress to the point where you can just drive over to New Zealand from BC.
I think for the regular human, I just don't see how flying cars would work. I feel just there's too many. I don't know, man. It just seems so fucking irrational for. Cause bro, look at cars are dangerous. Imagine a flying fucking car, bro.
Texting and flying.
Imagine you just post it up in your. Imagine you just post it up in your crib. Post it up in your fucking crib in a fucking car lands in your living room. Like, fuck.
Not again! I
Someone's
just fixed my roof!
Someone's engine just died. Yeah, someone's engine just died. You're like, fuck! Not my new TV.
Well, I feel, yeah, there'd have to be, like, order. I don't think you could freestyle a flying car. I don't think they would trust us with that.
No. You'd have to go get a big license, big piloting license and all that.
Mm-hmm. And you'd have to stick on, like, one road, or like I don't know, bro. Maybe it's like
Fucking
a
flight of
Disney
space.
ride
Yeah.
where it's all fucking guided. Still be cool though.
Yeah, Tesla autopilot plane. That'd be fucking sick, bro.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
Planes are mostly autopilot anyway. I swear, them motherfuckers are whack.
Yeah. Bro, I've actually been playing heaps of Minecraft lately, boys. I'm loving it.
We should create a world.
I'm playing. Bro, I have the craziest world. Come build on my world. I'm begging, bro. I have the craziest shit. Oh god.
I have
Must
it
be
on my computer. I
PlayStation,
can
though.
play with it.
Nah, Bedworks. I think it's different versions. I think
Yeah, it's a different version.
Oh, okay.
You have to
I'll
go
get
to
on my
console.
PlayStation then. It's all good. Why don't we create a survival world?
I'm so done. Let's do it. Because I was actually talking to Martin about this earlier this week. If we put survival Minecraft play behind the podcast, so people wouldn't have to just stare at the thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, even if they did want, like, because we give them people another option, like, it's very easy to do too. Just record like 2 hours of you doing whatever in survival. You know what I mean? And then we don't have to do it while we're doing it, so we don't get like
Distracted.
you know,
Just put
attracted.
audio over.
Yeah, audio over it, and it would be something to look at. It would be a little bit more professional. Yeah, me and Martin were talking about that.
Yeah, I'm so down. I haven't played Minecraft in a while, and it's always so fun to go back after like 2 years.
Yeah, I'm so done.
I'm down for that, yeah. The
Wanna
four of
do
us
it
who can do a
tonight?
survival. I can't tonight, boys.
Boo!
Yeah, yeah.
Study up for my test on Monday.
That sounds good. Next weekend then. All right.
Very well.
Do we want to end it there? Or do we
You guys
want
want
to keep
to?
talking? We got 10 more minutes to 2 hours, or we can just end it here.
Now let's just bang out this 10 minutes real quick.
All right, Kennedy, talk about your conspiracy theory. Kennedy's making up a conspiracy theory as we speak.
Yeah. Let me think of something.
Okay, let me ask you just a random question. Where do you guys want to be, like, in life? Where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Like, what's the ideal in 5 years from now? What do you want to be doing? How much money you want to be making? You want to have kids? Anything like that? Just off the top, Tyson, go.
No kids by 5 years.
All right.
Definitely be teaching by then. Yeah, 'cause I'm going to finish school in 3 years, so I'll be 2 years into teaching by then. I should be making like $71,000 a year.
Nice.
And yeah, I'd love to be writing by then. I want to do that after university. So
You want to write?
Mm-hmm. I want to write some
Oh
stories.
shit. Oh, okay.
Heard about that.
Nice.
I want to do that very badly. I'm very excited to do that, and probably do that after university when I have more time. And then yeah, just teaching, and then I'll probably be trying to invest a little bit more in 5 years, because I know I'm not going to make a ton of money from teaching, but I'm doing it more for the love of the game, and I'm just going to try and make money elsewhere. Probably just if I can just make like an annual like 10, 20, 30K in like 15 years from now, I'd be so happy, because after 10 years teaching, it's 100,000. So, and if I become a principal, it's up to 135,000. So,
Well, it's very easy, bro. Cause you think about it, like 15K is like $200 a week. If you make an extra $200 a week, it's like an extra 15K. You know, like it's
That's
really
best.
easy when you think about it. You know.
I'll be covering your retirement when you're older too, bro. You'll be making like a couple thousand a month, and I'll just be covering your living expenses, bro. That's retirement.
yeah, that'll be nice. And
Yeah.
probably get into like real estate or whatever. I remember my religion teacher telling me he was making 500,000 annually, and I was like, dude, I need to do this.
Was that Mr. McLaughlin?
No, it was the other guy, the other religion teacher.
The other one, I forget his name.
Kirilenko?
Kiranko?
Mr. Karolenko.
Lovely guy. He was so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirilenko was a good guy, bro. He was a
so
great guy.
nice.
Mm.
Bro, he was so well versed. He had his hand in so many different things, bro.
Mhm.
That guy was a bag chaser for sure.
Yeah, I wish I listened to him a little bit more instead of sleeping in his class. I regret that now.
Yeah, it's a fact.
But yeah, I really like that teacher. And so yeah, that's what I probably want to be doing 5 years from now. How about you guys?
I want to be running my own company in 5 years.
Really? What company?
Really?
What I'm doing now, but I just want to start my own company. I'm probably gonna do it in like 2 or 3 years, to be honest.
What are you doing now?
Sure.
Drive diggers,
Oh, I see.
construction
Nice.
company. Yeah, I want to start a drainage company. So it's like not everything. I want to stick to one thing, get really good at it, so then I build up a reputation, and um, then it's people hire me for that one thing. And because like there's a lot of money in it, it's I know how to do it, and it's like you don't need many staff members. You just need because I could do it with my brother is what I was thinking, you know, because my brother doesn't choose the school route. I hope he does, but if he doesn't, um, all you need is like 2 laborers, 1 operator, and you just go to different work sites. You install drainage. All I need to buy is 1 digger for like 100K, 1 transport truck for like 50K, and then 150K. I'm set up for life. You know, that's my plan. Maybe
Awesome.
honestly, I hope I have in 5 years. You know,
Well, it sounds like you've
wouldn't be
made
too
like some
opposed to it.
good friends like in the construction business, so I don't think it'd be that hard for you to find guys that would probably work with you.
Nah, bro. Honestly, and I have good connections and shit. And like I have the experience, and I'll have a lot more in 3 years from now. Like I, for the first time in my life, bro, because you've been knowing this, Tyson. Like I haven't had a plan. Even when I was in school, you would act I have no fucking clue, bro. I just had no idea. But now is like the first time in my life I actually have a goal set that I'm gonna try and meet. I'm gonna try save like 25K this year.
Good for you, man. That makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
awesome to
doesn't
hear.
matter if you have it when you're young. You just got to find a plan that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all that matters, man. Good job.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Because if I was thinking if I save 25K a year for the next 5 years, I'll have 125K to buy literally everything that I just said.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be blessed. 5 years from now, I should be set. Anyway,
What
what
about
about you,
you?
Martin?
Like, you want to be married or something, Jordan? Tyson, you
I
also
mean,
did
I
say
w-
if like your wife, you like your life outside of work. Like, do you want to be
I don't think so. I don't think so.
dating? Do you want
Not
to be
by
single? Do you want
25.
children?
Maybe dating. I don't think I'd want to be married by then. Probably
Yeah.
like late 20s
I
or
mean, you never
30s.
know, bro. Shit could be it could just creep up on you though. You know, you could
Yeah,
meet a girl
man.
tomorrow. It could be your wife. You know what I mean? She could just be sure in like a year. You'd be like, damn, I know this is the love of my life. You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to
And the same
remain
with
open
kids.
to it.
Like, yeah, I want to have a. I probably yeah. I want to probably have a wife by 26. Not like I wouldn't be mad if I didn't, but yeah, I think 26 is like a good age to start your family.
Yeah,
Can I add one
definitely.
thing to what I want to do by the time in 5 years?
Yeah.
I would have already wanted to go to Europe with you guys. I think we have to conquer that in the next 5 years. Has to be done.
In the next
It
five
The
has to
second
be
we
years,
get
done.
it's
adult money, bro. The
possible for
second we all
sure.
have just like a contract, we would know we have guaranteed money, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we know we have guaranteed like income, but we can just go. I'm fucking living off my future debt right now. I'm putting, bro. Cheapers, creepers.
Hey, bro, you don't take the debt to the grave if you fuck all the debt shit, bro. Honestly, if bro, just rack up as much debt as possible. Who gives a fuck, bro? You die, it's all gone. You're blessed. You're blessed.
I just hope the tax evasion
Just
companies
leave it
don't catch
alone.
you first.
Nah, exactly. It's like just pay them. You just go on a payment plan of like $5 a week. Be like, yeah, bless, I'll pay it off. Don't worry. And then yeah, never see them again. When I die, put my money in the grave. What about you, Martin?
Uh, 5 years from now, I'll definitely be done school too. So with business and supply chain, hopefully by then I'll have a full-time job, and I've worked like probably a couple of years. So I don't even know what the starting or like usually like the first couple of years is. Like usually it varies depending on the company, but like with supply chain, usually there's a lot of job opportunities depending on like whether it's like oil and gas, pipelines, like shipments, depending on like could be like Walmart, could be any type of company. So hopefully I have a job by then. Like family wise, like hopefully by then, like
Gonna
I'll
be
be
wifed up, bro.
probably if not like in a couple years, because like I know I want to have kids like near late 20s, so like marriage would probably be around like 26, 27 probably. So but other than that, like I've been wanting to, I've been wanting to like commit to the gym, so I'm hoping in like 5 years I've still stayed committed to like trying to improve on myself and like just become bigger in general.
Gonna look like a Greek god in 5 years.
Yeah, I'm hoping like the same thing. But like in general, I don't know, just I want to go traveling for sure. Definitely see a soccer game in the next 5 years. That's for sure. Go see Chelsea or something.
UCL final.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the
anything.
World Cup's gonna be here in the next 5 years as well.
And then, well, yeah, the World Cup. Well, no, yeah, the World Cup's what 2026.
We have to go to the World Cup, boys.
2026 when it's like here, so we definitely got to see that. But yeah, clothing brand as well. Work on the on my clothing brand and stuff with boards that I have. Continue that, and like hopefully in like 5 years, it actually goes somewhere. But yeah, what about you, Kennedy?
In 5 years, I kind of no kids. Definitely not gonna be married. Like I don't want to be married. Like you can be dating someone, bro. Like marriage is just a title, right? You can be like fully together with someone, but not legally married. Uh, I don't want kids. In 5 years, I'll be done school. I hope that I'll be able to get a job in the technology field, right? Uh, do that and just grind out that job. Uh, make money, and I just want like maybe I just want to figure out at least I want to have three sources of income by the time I'm 25. So like hopefully my portfolio, my job, something else like retail, not retail, real estate. But like you need money for that. So like maybe when I'm older, I don't know. But like three sources of income, would that be something else? You know what I mean? Have three sources of income, and
Yeah,
like
Gotta be diversified.
yeah, and then I just want to be saving my money in the sense that like basically honestly man like I just really in life want to be able to grind till I'm 35, 40, right? Save as much as I can in the sense of just live within my means, right? Like fuck nice cars, fuck all that, live within my means, and like hopefully be able to retire like when I'm 45 or something, hopefully, and just focus on raising my kids and just living with my wife and some shit.
That's a good plan.
yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
Plus plan.
What would you
work,
do after retirement? Like if you
like
stop at 45,
so
what do you think you would do?
like all you really need to like I was watching this guy on YouTube, right? Like if you make $100,000, right, and you save like relatively like not well, just like relatively, right, to that time with that income, right, putting that in, you retire about 45, right? Always, what are you saying? What I do after I retire? I don't like live life, bro. You know what I mean? I just live life. Probably just keep investing, right? So make sure I have income coming into my investments. But like investments is so light, check for an hour, then you're gone, right? But by that you already have like 35 years worth of savings built up. So like that's your income at that point,
For sure.
right? And then just like I don't know, live life, travel, the kids, I don't know. Just enjoy life, you know what I mean? Like life isn't about
Yeah.
working, you know what I mean? Life's not supposed to be about working. Just live life.
Well, I'm not even saying
Mhm.
that you would have to
But
work,
happy.
just something to like if there was
Yeah.
like a hobby or like something to just fill your
Play
time
games,
with. Maybe.
bro.
Yeah, it would be sick.
Not start a business though.
No,
If I already have money, I don't want to start a business because shit sucks sometimes.
there's a lot of work.
If my shit goes good, if my business goes good, I'm just gonna either by the time it's like retiring time or well, I mean, because construction, bro, retiring time's pretty late. It's like 65, 70. So the thing is, like, if I own a company, it's gonna be like paperwork. It's not gonna be
You just
actual
sell,
work, you know.
right, bro? Or you could just sell it, bro.
That's
Sell
the
it for
thing.
10,
Yeah, I either
10 million,
yeah,
5 million, bro.
yeah,
Okay, fuck yeah.
I either sell it and be rich as fuck, or just pass it down
Like, is
to
it
the
really
next
selling
generation.
if you worked on it for 30 years? Like, I guess that is selling, but like, you know, it kind of just, you know, it's like
But like, I don't need it. You know what I mean? I can just give
yeah,
the rest of my money that I have
take your
like from
time.
my retirement, I give the rest of the money to my fucking kids, whatever, set them up.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to be working. Like, I don't know. I don't want to have kids while I'm work in the sense. Like, I want to have kids. If I have kids, I want to be like a father. Like, I want to be fully given to my kids. You know what I mean? Because like we've all been there. Our parents are working and shit, and they're working all that time. You know what I mean? Like, what if your parents didn't work? Like, what if your parents, you know, like
Yeah.
imagine how much more time you'd have with your parents? Because like life isn't about working. I don't know. Like, that's what my perspective is. Like, you give your time to get money. Like, you know, you don't like. And once you get your money and you feel like you're done, then stop working. I don't know. I feel like it's a whole thing. I can have that luxury when I'm older. I hope so. But like, I don't know. We don't know anything.
Goal
That'd be
to
cool as
work
fuck,
towards.
right? Because if you just like just save your money, bro, and just work through that, like I don't know. But I like to be in the tech industry though. That's what I want to do. A lot of money in the tech industry.
Like what kind of tech?
Anything
Or
tech,
does it
bro.
even
Literally
matter?
anything
Yeah.
tech. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, not the coding side. I don't know. Maybe I'll probably learn coding eventually.
Okay.
But there's like the coding side is the business side. There's like marketing. There's like how shit works, designing, all that. There's anything. It's like a business. Hopefully, I can get some job in there. Cause like, bro, any job you get hired to, the teacher do it, right? It's not like, hey, do you know how to fucking do this and this? Nah, like they'll teach you any job you get hired for.
Facts. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Sounds
Sir.
good. 2 minutes and 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Less. Martin, do the outro, brother.
Well, thank you for tuning in on another episode. We hope you enjoyed this one, and make sure to leave some comments on any suggestions that you would like us to talk about in our future podcast episodes. This has been your boy Martin with JBG, Kennedy, and Tyson, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Subscribe.